the Yankees Entertainment and Sports Network.
It is a gorgeous Thursday afternoon here in New York City, a great day for a baseball game as the YES Network presents New York Yankees baseball. It's the New York Yankees against the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim in the rubber game of a three-game set from Yankee Stadium in the Bronx, New York. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Yankees baseball, along with Ken Singleton and Paul O'Neill. I'm Michael Kay. Well, in the first game of this three-game set, Yankees lost a heartbreaker, and Curtis Granderson kind of didn't have a good bottom of the ninth inning. But yesterday, Granderson made up for it.
You cannot say anything bad about Curtis Granderson offensively. He has exceeded all expectations on the Yankees. He's done everything he possibly can from the middle of last year. This is early in the game, and when things go well, they bounce over the wall. That's his 30th. Later in the game, career high 31 now. Leads all of baseball in runs scored. Can go on for a while, Michael, but I'm out of time. He's done everything for the Yankees so far.
I've got more, though. I've got more. 31 home runs, third in baseball. He's tied for second in RBIs. He's first in runs scored, and he's third in slugging percentage. Not too bad of a season, and he's still got about 6 weeks left. Let's look now at today's New York Lottery pitching matchup. Tyler Chatwood will go for the Angels, 6-8, 4.10, and Bartolo Colon for the Yankees, 8-6 with a 3.33. Kenny, the last time we saw Colon, he was pitching at Fenway Park.
Yeah, that was Friday night in Boston. It was actually the game that the Yankees won 3-2. Colon, a little give and take for him during the course of his outing. He gets Jacoby Ellsbury looking. Later on, Ellsbury gets him a shot off the wall, the Green Monster, and Ellsbury has himself a two-base hit. Big Papi going to ground out here. In fact, it's going to be a double play, but Big Papi got him big time later on. He comes back against Colon, a hanging slider over the bullpen into the bleachers at Fenway Park. But the Yankees did win the game 3-2.
Their bullpen was great in that game in relief of Bartolo Colon. Robinson Cano was great last night. In fact, in the second half of the season, he's been outstanding. We'll talk about it next when we come back right here on Yankees Baseball on YES.
Hi, I'm Cindy with Lee's Toyota, family owned and operated for over 50 years, where more than 200,000 satisfied customers can't be wrong. Lee's is known as the hallmark of honesty, integrity, quality, and service in the automotive trade. We have a huge inventory of new Toyotas with 0% financing available. There's no waiting. Walk in, drive it home, you own it. Also, we welcome lease returns of any make or model and offer top dollar for your trade. See what a great deal really is at Lee's Toyota.
Conveniently located in the heart of Rockefeller Center, steps away from the Theater District and Fifth Avenue, Empire Steakhouse serves big night out on the town steaks, succulent seafood entrees, classic side dishes, and an impressive wine list. So whether you're enjoying a dinner for two, having a quick power lunch, or looking for a place to host your own private party, Empire Steakhouse will deliver an experience to remember.
Bedbugs don't care about your antiques or recent renovations. Most elimination methods mean damage that lasts after the pests are gone. Wipe out the problem and protect the things you love with Bell Environmental. Our instant freeze technology kills bedbugs and eggs on contact without compromising the safety of your family and fine furnishings. No fumes, no chemicals, no mess. Instant freeze won't damage delicate surfaces and leaves your space safe to reoccupy immediately. Roscoe, our bedbug sniffing dog, tracks down bedbugs in every nook and cranny so you'll know for sure. Protect what matters. Call Bell Environmental.
Welcome back to Yankees baseball, everybody. Couple of moments away from the rubber game of the three-game set, Yankees and the Angels. Robinson Cano with a big night last night. Kind of split his season into two. First 59 games, 273, and his last 55, 327. The home run's not as high, but certainly the batting average and the on-base percentage is much higher in the second half. Welcome back to Yankees baseball, everybody. That's Ken Singleton. I'm Michael Kay, and Paul O'Neill will rejoin us in just a moment. It's a pleasure to watch this guy hit, but do you think, Kenny, that he was trying to hit home runs early, and that's why the average is higher now? The power has dropped?
Well, I know that he's been working with Kevin Long, the hitting instructor, and last night they worked prior to last night's ball game, and it really paid off. Robinson Cano in the first inning turned on the power, a shot to the gap in right center. He has a double. Then in the fourth inning, a triple past the diving Angel outfielder, and then a home run in the 7th. Robinson Cano and Kevin Long must be one proud coach to see his pupil come through. But it wasn't only offense, it was defense as well. I think what you're seeing from Cano is a well-rounded ball player, probably the best second baseman in the league. Nobody makes that play better than him. And by the time it's all said and done, you might be looking at the best second baseman the Yankees have ever had.
High praise indeed. It's been an interesting series so far. The Yankees lost a heartbreaker in the first game. In the second game, which was yesterday, they ran away with it. The rubber game, Lano's first pitch baseball, coming up next.
Everything looks good in pinstripes. So can you with the Yankees Edition Ford Focus.
The Yankees Edition Focus. Register at your Tri-State Ford dealer or Yankees.com/Ford, and you could drive one home from the game on August 24th. Get to your Tri-State Ford dealer.
The New York Yankees are legendary.
That one's drilled deep to left field. See ya! 3,000! History with an exclamation point!
Fans, come out to Yankee Stadium on Friday, August 12th, when the Yankees take on the Rays for a Yankee Stadium tradition, Cap Night. The first 18,000 guests, 21 and older, will receive a Yankees cap, courtesy of Budweiser.
The New York Yankees, a proud tradition, a legendary history.
As we speak, companies are either raising their prices or trying to fool us by shrinking their products. But not you. Your living room value package deals are still only $7.99.
And I'm proud to say, better than ever.
A 7-piece sectional living room value package, still only $7.99.
2-piece Chase sectional, 3 tables and 2 lamps.
Don't stop there.
More choice. The same 7-piece value package in Mocha, still only $7.99.
Yankees Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by 30 Minutes or Less. In theaters tomorrow, rated R. By Domino's. Order at Domino's.com and see the progress of your order in real time with Domino's Tracker. And by 5-Hour Energy. Hours of energy now, no crash later. Crowd filing into Yankee Stadium, a Thursday matinee, the rubber game of this 3-game set. Eric Ibar digs in, carrying an 0 for 28. And Bartolo Colon is ready on the mound. We're ready for baseball. And let's do it here in the Bronx. The big right-hander deals. There's a strike. We're underway.
Of course there's a strike. I mean, when you're 0 for 28, of course they're going to get strike 1, strike 2.
Those are the numbers. League hitting .254 against Cologne.
Good fastball, 0-2.
Here's our Jeep pitcher scouting report. Right-handed batters hitting .231. That was his record with the Angels over 4 years. 46 wins, 33 losses, and happy days. He works to a 2.28 ERA in day games.
Swing and a miss. He overpowers Ibar, who is now 0 for his last 29. Why don't we check out the Angels starting lineup presented by HP. We've already seen the shortstop Eric Ibar. He leads off. Batting second and playing third, Alberto Callaspo. Bobby Abreu, the DH, hits third. Batting fourth, the right fielder, Torrey Hunter. Mark Trumbo's at first base, batting fifth. Number 6 hitter is the left fielder, Vernon Wells. Meiserus Torres at second base will bat seventh. Peter Borges, the center fielder, bats eighth. And Bobby Wilson catches and hits ninth. And the pitch to Callaspo is a strike. Angels 64 and 53. And they come into this game trailing the Texas Rangers by a game and a half in the American League West. And they're 8 games in the loss column behind the Yankees for the wild card. Yankees gained a game on the Red Sox last night. Red Sox lost to the Twins, so the Yankees a game and a half back. 1 in the loss column.
Hey, look, about every division is tightening up. Cleveland's doing a job to Detroit. They're back 2 now. Said in the West it's close. Yankees and Boston close. Good races going on.
The only good race in the National League, though, is in the National League West. The other races, Milwaukee has a 5-game lead over St. Louis, and Philadelphia 8.5 over Atlanta. Callaspo fouls it back.
I don't know if you have must wins in August, but you know, if you're the St. Louis Cardinals and you're playing Milwaukee today, you know, being down 4 and being down 6 this time of the year is a big difference.
Today's closed captioning brought to you by Verizon Wireless. Cologne deals the 2-2. Foul back. See Cervelli behind the plate for the Yankees. Cologne 4-0 with a 1.32 in his 5 starts with Cervelli behind the dish. What Joe Girardi has tried to do is stay away from personal catchers, and Cervelli's catching today not because Cologne's on the mound, because it's a day game after a night game. Cervelli's been catching Sabathia a lot.
Sabathia's pitching tomorrow night here against Tampa Bay.
The 2-2. Strike 3. We'll check out the Yankees defense, brought to you by your Mercedes-Benz Tri-State dealer. They haven't had to do much the first 2 batters. Gardner, Granderson, and Swisher left to right in the outfield. Infield, Chavez, Nunez, Cano, and Teixeira. That's third to first. Derek Jeter's the DH today. Cervelli is behind the plate, and Cologne on the mound.
Yeah, it's an example of the spillover fastball. The final pitch, watch it just woo.
I mean, when you see a guy bailing out on a 2-seam, it's almost like a breaking ball. I mean, it's got that much movement on it. That's a 2-seam fastball that you don't see lefties jumping out of the way like that very often.
Pitch to Bobby Abreu is high. Because of that pitch, he gets a lot of called strikes, and called strikeouts, 54% of his strikeouts are called.
Look at that. We got 2 strike throwers today, Chatwood and Cologne.
Popped up sky high. Cano is there. He'll put it away in a nice, easy 1-2-3 inning for Bartolo Colon. Angels nothing. The Yankees coming to bat.
We were training to ID cheap store brand pens.
Turn left, please.
I can't tell, Chief.
They all look the same. Remove your jackets, please.
I bet they bought cheap knockoff pens.
They said it was just as good as a Uniball rollerball.
Just as good.
Is never, never, never.
Just as good.
Give me. Next time, buy right from WB Mason and get real Uniball pens at a price you'll love.
Who but WB Mason?
Impressive top of the first by Bartolo Colon. Let's take a look at the Yankees starting lineup. That'll try to get him some runs, and the lineup presented by Lexus. Brett Gardner in left field will lead off. Derek Jeter is the DH. The captain will bat second. Batting third, playing center field, Curtis Granderson. Mark Teixeira at first base will clean up. Batting fifth, playing second base, Robinson Cano. Nick Swisher's in right field, who'll bat sixth. Batting seventh, playing third base, Eric Chavez. Eduardo Nunez, the shortstop, will bat eighth. And the number 9 hitter is the catcher, Francisco Cervelli.
And we pointed out the Angels have several players with less than 2 years of experience in the major leagues. In fact, 10 of them. And here's one. Tyler Chatwood, just 21 years old. These are his numbers for this year. 21 starts, 6-8 record, 66 strikeouts. But more than a hit per inning, the league's hitting 283 against. Let's check out our Jeep pitcher scouting report. He struggled lately. 11 runs allowed in his last 11 2/3 innings. Left-handed batters have done the job against him. They're hitting .321 on the season against him. But like Bartolo Colon, he likes working in the daytime. He's a day tripper. He's 5-1 in the day with a 2.43 ERA. At night, he's 1-7.
You know, Kenny, it's very interesting that you went to day tripper for a guy who pitched well. In my last scouting report a week ago, I was Good Day Sunshine. So we were both in Beatles.
Yeah. I used Good Day Sunshine earlier in the year. I mean, and you're saying
we're on the same page.
Yeah, I got you.
You always wonder why some pitchers pitch better in the day, and Freddie Garcia, has an incredible record in day games. He had a very funny line as Gardner shows a bunt and takes a strike. When people asked him why, he joked. He said, maybe because everybody else stays out late and they're tired when they play day games. He says, and I don't. We 0-1. 1-1.
I didn't like day games as a player. As an announcer, I kind of like them. Get in, get out. Got lots to do.
Nice dinner.
Sets up for a good day. See a good game. And a night off.
Well, you just felt you saw the ball better at night, right?
Oh, yeah, I did. There's no doubt about it. I love playing baseball at night. Always. No glare out there at night.
Yankee pitchers as a staff have a 2.96 day ERA. That's the best in the American League.
Maybe that's why the Yankees are 32-8 in day games.
Could be the reason.
Yeah.
The best ERA day games in the majors, San Diego Padres 2.93.
Well, it's really bright in San Diego.
It's nice out there too, though. You know that?
It kind of feels like a California day here today. Low humidity, sunshine.
Grounded to second. It's Torres. Over to Trumbo. There's one away. Why don't we take a look at the Angels defense, brought to you by your Mercedes-Benz Tri-State dealer. Wells, Borges, Hunter, left to right in the outfield. Callaspo, Ibar, Torres, and Trumbo third to first. Wilson's behind the plate, and Tyler Chatwood on the mound.
And one thing you see immediately from Chatwood is he likes to work fast. I mean, you see he's ready to throw the ball. Jeet's doing his friendly greetings at the plate. Chatwood's out there ready to throw the ball.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Now, when watching that HBO special about Jeter's 3,000th hit, they had mic'd up Jeter, and it seems like the first time he comes to the plate, he taps the catcher and goes, take it easy on me today. I wonder if he's done that his whole career. And is that the same line he uses for every single team?
I don't know about his whole career, probably recently. You get real comfortable when you get numbers and you got years and you got rings. You pretty much say what you want out there at this point, okay?
Yeah, I think it's kind of paid off against the Angels because he's hitting .330 career against them.
So they do take it easy.
Yeah.
The 1-1. Foul back. Let's look at the game time weather presented by Bigelow Tea. We don't need numbers here, Paul.
That's right.
This is a beautiful day. Perfect day for baseball.
79. We haven't seen 79 since like midnight of last week, have we?
Yeah, this is a great day. If you look at the sky today, I don't know if you all remember when you had to make dioramas in school in the little shoebox. That's how you do a sky, a nice blue background, and you'd pin up cotton balls. And that's what it looks like today.
You know what? I've done a few of those recently, kids being in school. Those things are a little harder. When you get older, you lose your imagination. You're not good at those things anymore.
Shouldn't they be doing it, Paul, instead of you?
I ask my wife the same thing. Why is his homework something that the kid has no chance of completing themselves? It doesn't make sense to me.
Eventually, they go away to college and have to do it themselves.
Yeah.
Unless you're going with them.
No.
(3-2). Ground ball through for base hit. IOTV offers incredible HD picture and sound. Get the best in HD free. IOTV is the official HD service provider of Yankees baseball on Yes. Here's Curtis Granderson. 2 home runs yesterday. Kim tried to get him to admit it on the field after the game. Are you a home run hitter? No, I'm not.
Let's go with what's working.
Pretty good imitation of one.
There's a strike.
On the serious side, I had a chance to talk to Kevin Long, the hitting coach. First player in franchise history with at least 30 home runs, 9 triples, and 20 stolen bases in a single season. That's a pretty good year. Season's not over yet.
No. We're not even in September.
And Kevin was talking about the fact that this is about this time last year where you had the transformation. He worked with Kevin Long, and Kevin said that over a 3-day period it kicked in. You know, at certain times when he would make a mistake, remember Granderson used to let the bat go. Now he uses both hands on the bat. He used to have that one-arm swing and a long finish. July 25th of last year. Now watch the finish. Watch how the hand comes off the bat. Last night, watch the swing. Hand stays on the bat and the follow-through. And that was one of the major transformations. Also, there was too much movement in his swing. Now he's a little more calm. But it said that Kevin said Curtis had the aptitude to get it done in a short period of time. And when they went through this tutorial process over a 3-day period, they worked before batting practice, during batting practice, and then again quickly before the game started.
2-2. Grounded to second. This could be 2. There's 1 on to first. It's a double play. So Granderson bangs into a 4-6-3 inning-ending double play. No runs a hit, no errors, and nobody left on base. We played 1 at the stadium. Yankees and the Angels scoreless on yes.
Diabetes scared me to death. There's so much to learn. I just shut down. But Liberty walked me through it all. Like when I test at night or after I eat. Makes a big difference.
A good diet and testing your blood sugar regularly can help you manage, even reduce the risk of complications. That's why Liberty offers a wide selection of most brand name meters and all the help you need to understand your meter. If you're over 65, have diabetes, and are on Medicare, call now and we'll send you a free meter. It offers alternate site testing, so you can test on your arm. No more pricking your fingers, so it's less painful.
It makes a big difference.
And to make it even less painful, the cost of your diabetes testing supplies may be covered by Medicare. Join over 1 million others who have chosen Liberty Medical. Call now and get your free meter. Plus, for a limited time, get a free cookbook when you join.
Call 1-800-489-6890. 1-800-489-6890.
Stand up to your fear on the new Stand Up Looping Coaster at Six Flags Great Adventure. Go faster on Kingda Ka, go higher on Nitro, and go wetter on Congo Rapids. For a limited time, play like a kid, pay like a kid with coupons from select McDonald's restaurants or at sixflags.com. That's right, everyone pays kids' price. Hurry, this offer ends soon. Go big. Go Six Flags Great Adventure.
It's time for the Toyota Text Ball. Today's question is, which team came out ahead the most in the 3-team trade for Curtis Granderson? You can text us at 58772. Was it the Diamondbacks? Ian Kennedy's 14-3. The Tigers with Scherzer and Austin Jackson, or the Yankees with Curtis Granderson?
You know what? I think they all came out ahead.
So there's no all of above in that thing.
Remember when you text, standard text messaging rates apply? Torrey Hunter fouls it back. Torrey has a 7-game hitting streak. No, it's an 8-game hitting streak now. Well, that's the trade right there.
Edwin Jackson's not with the Diamondbacks.
No, he's been on 2 teams since then. Hunter 15 for 28 during his hitting streak. 1-2. Lined into right field. It's now a 9-game hitting streak.
He is warm. 5 for 9 in this series. He and Mark Teixeira have been able to do a lot of talking over at first base. Every one of his hits has been a single.
Remember when Mark Teixeira became a free agent, Torrey Hunter was really recruiting him to come back to the Angels. But Teixeira's an East Coast guy, wanted to come back to the East Coast. The Angels made a bid. He had a great stretch with the Angels when he was traded from the Braves, but wanted to come to the Yankees.
Torrey Hunter, one of the few guys in this series that he's been on a base a lot, has not attempted a stolen base. Still waiting for that 100 for the team.
A
right?
100, yeah.
They've sure thrown over there a lot, trying to keep him close.
Bartolo Colon's difficult to steal on. He gets rid of the ball quickly, a little short stride, and one of the more difficult right-handers to steal a base on in the American League. Had a good move to first. Wow, that's a beautiful shot right there. Field angle.
Trumbo in this series 2 for 7. Leads Major League rookies in home runs with 22, hits with 100, doubles 21, runs 49, total bases 189, RBI 63.
Yeah, Michael, you and I have talked about this in the past. Most times the young players, the rookies, they hit much better in their home ballparks, but his home runs are split.
Popped up. Nunez for the first out.
Yeah, Trumbo's hit 11 home runs on the road and 11 in Anaheim.
Talk about top rookies. 2 of the top rookies on the Anaheim Angels. I mean, who else out there?
You know what? We were talking about it yesterday, and we didn't bring up Ivan Nova is a rookie.
Yes, he is. Right. Yeah.
I mean, you can't discount what he's done.
No other rookie has more victories than him. How about the rookie for first baseman in Kansas City, Eric Hosmer, got called up? And he's had himself a good year. He's going to be around for a while.
There's a strike to Vernon Wells. Well, you look at Vernon Wells' average when it pops up when he comes up. You just can't believe it. Vernon Wells hitting 210. Popped up. Teixeira makes the play for the second out.
You know, you see Vernon Wells, and the first thing that comes to mind, well, has he been injured all year? Not all year, but he was injured early. He was on the disabled list. But again, when you bring a big name guy with a contract like that, you expect big numbers, or at least expect numbers that you're accustomed to seeing on his baseball card. And Mike Scioscia flat out said, Michael, I heard him on your radio show, that, you know, guys like Vernon Wells need to step out. I mean, he didn't kind of sugarcoat it and say guys. He specifically said certain names.
He said Vernon Wells, Torrey Hunter, and Bobby Abreu. He said we need production out of them. He said I don't want anything extraordinary, but just give me your average year. Hunter just gets back.
Here's an example of Colon's quick move to first base. Like the tag was in the armpit just as the right hand, a little later than the right hand got to the bag.
Swing and a miss by Torres. Colon, a former Angel, actually won the Cy Young in 2005. Line drive just past the leaping try of Nunez. Hunter's going to go for third, and Granderson flips the ball into second to hold Torres at first.
Now, coming into last night, Torres had a 7-game hitting streak, but it was broken with a pinch hitting appearance when he struck out to end the ball game. But he started a new one right away, just out of the outstretched glove, just out of the reach of the outstretched glove. Eduardo Nunez.
Yes, Torres, one of the slap hitters, and slap hitters in my mind always handle the ball high. I mean, it's easy to get the bat to. You see that pitch was up and away, just something easy to slap the other way. Kim Jones, you all right back there? Huh? Bless you, by the way.
It was Borges. Now, is that just a blanket, bless you, or did she sneeze?
Sneeze? You didn't hear it?
I think they heard it at Citi Field.
Yeah. My prompter was shaking over here.
They stopped the Met Padre game for a moment.
Pulled the tarp.
Pulled the tarp.
The 0-1. Pitch is high, 1-1. Two baseball games going on in New York, same time. Mets and the Padres, and the Yankees and the Angels. The schedule makers try to keep the two teams away from New York at the same time, but sometimes they do overlap.
You know, difficulty in building a schedule that keeps all the teams happy. It's very difficult to do. Certain teams don't want to be at home during certain events that happen in their cities. They want to be on the road. It's difficult to make everybody happy.
Obviously, they do it with the Jets and the Giants. And do they do it with the Nets and the Knicks?
No.
And they both play at home all the time?
Well, there's only 16 football games. You know,
and they also play in the same stadium.
Well, you can have a day-nighter.
You can have a doubleheader.
Yeah. Haven't they ever done that before, day-nighter?
No.
No?
I don't think you can clear the place out that fast.
Really?
You ever try to get out of that stadium?
Yeah, I have.
Takes about a day and a half.
Not for a football game, but I've been there for a concert. You're right.
The 2-1. You would think that that's been built since 1976. Now, there's a new stadium, but it's the same spot. And they have never worked out the traffic patterns. When you're in that parking lot after a Giant or Jet game, you're almost committed to sitting in the car for 2 hours without moving.
Well, if they play there 2 weeks in a row, you just stay.
Hunter at third and Torres at first. The 3-1. And now Bartolo Colon has loaded the bases here with 2 outs.
You know, we saw the other night, Dan Herron had a lot of success throwing that ball in on lefties and running it over the plate, just like Bartolo Colon, but he also did it to righties, where he would start the ball off the plate and run it, and you don't see a lot. Colon does it time and time again against lefties, but you don't see him try to backdoor that sinker to righties much. And he's having trouble throwing that ball to strikes because it's running in off the plate. There it is right there.
This is Bobby Wilson to back up to Jeff Mathis, day game after night game.
Hunter is Torres and Borges third to first. Bases loaded with Angels, 2 outs. There's a strike.
You know, he was running a couple balls in on Borges at 90, 91. All of a sudden now bases loaded. You see 94, 93.
Time to do business.
Just missed. Tried to get that to come back over the outside corner.
Here's a look at the last pitch. You can see maybe trying to sneak one. You see Cervelli moving the glove back towards the corner. Didn't get the call.
1-2. Foul back. Mike Winter is the home plate umpire today.
What I like about Colon, though, is in big situations, I mean, he doesn't overthink things. He continues to throw his fastball. You know, a lot of pitchers, 3, 4, 5 fastballs in a row, they think they have to mix a slider in. And A.J. Burnett did it the other night to Mathis, and it's a hanging slider. Gives a guy who's hitting 180 an opportunity to put a good swing on it. Colon sticks with it, keeps pounding people, makes you beat him at his best pitch.
1-2. 2-2. Now he wants to make it work on this pitch. You don't want to go 3-2 with the bases loaded.
That was a pitch designed to get Wilson to swing at a pitch that drops out of the zone, but it wasn't close enough to the strike zone to begin with.
Eric Ibar, he of the 0-for-29, is waiting on deck. Two-two. Right back up the middle. Grabbed there by Nunez, and he fires the first. And they get Bobby Wilson. And Cologne works into and out of trouble. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and the bases are left loaded. Let's go to the bottom of the second. No score.
Yankee fans, experience the thrill of college football at Yankee Stadium. On November 12th, come out to see the Rutgers Scarlet Knights take on the Black Knights of Army. And on December 30th, be part of the College Bowl season when the Big East tackles the Big 12 in the 2nd annual New Era Pinstripe Bowl. Ticket packages for the 2-game series are now on sale at Yankees.com/football and at PinstripeBowl.com. Remember, purchase early and save.
Sam begged and pleaded, so I sent him to camp. We'd earn lots of points with our new city thank you card, and I put them to good use. He told me about his bunkmates and how he signs up for every activity. He even hangs out with the camp director.
Just like that.
The new City Thank You Premier Card gives you more ways to earn points. What's your story? City can help you write it.
It's Nissan's Model Year-End Sales Event, and we've got better availability of vehicles than Honda or Toyota, so you can save now. Lease Altima $179 or Rogue $219. Visit ChooseNissan.com. Test drive at your local Nissan dealer today. More cars, great offers equals more savings. That's the bottom line.
As we go to the bottom of the second, let's look at the upcoming schedule brought to you by Acela Express. Enjoy the journey. 3 games against Tampa Bay begin tomorrow, Friday, 7:05 on Yes. Then the game on Fox at 4:10, but we'll have Yankee extra innings after that. Then back on Yes on Sunday. Then the Yankees hit the road, 3 in Kansas City, and then 4 in Minnesota. And next week, at some point, Alex Rodriguez, if all goes well, will rejoin the Yankees.
He usually comes back with a splash too, doesn't he?
Last time he came back, first pitch, home run in Baltimore. That was when he came back from the hip surgery. Count 1-1 to Teixeira.
I think it was a 3-run homer, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. Teixeira is looking for his first hit of the series.
Chatwood, you look at, not a real big guy, but his delivery reminds me of a similar stature of Oswalt, kind of dropping and really driving over the top with his legs.
Strike 3, Teixeira down looking.
See, he likes to work quick and he'll throw strikes.
You know what he reminds me of, and see if you two agree. Tim Hudson of the Atlanta Braves.
Kind of the same thing.
And he's got that same sort of delivery too, kind of herky-jerky.
Right. And he looks young because he is young.
Yeah.
He came into the, what, 21 years old?
21.
Has not had a win since June 25th. So he went 0 for July. That's going to bring up Robinson Cano. Now, Cano had a home run, a triple, and a double. I asked him today at the batting cage, I said, let's say you came up in the 8th inning. The Yankees had a 10-run lead, and you hit a line drive down the line. Would you stop at first?
Like that?
We'll have to stop here anyway. And his answer was?
Without hesitation, absolutely I would stop at first. He said if we had a big lead. He said, but I would talk to Girardi before I went up to the plate and ask him if it would be okay to do that.
Can you imagine as a manager, I'm going up to the plate. Hey, Joe, I'm going to smoke one off the wall, but I'm going to stop at first here, all right? That's pretty confident, right?
Or I'm going to hit one in the seats and I'm going to miss second. So only get a single.
You talk about extra base hits yesterday. Cano has more extra base hits, 430, through his first 7 seasons than any second baseman in Major League history. So all the talking, all the things we do, it kind of shows you what type of hitter he is.
Anybody in history?
Anybody in history? Whoa. Second baseman.
Yeah, well.
There's been a lot of good ones, though.
There's been some great ones in Hall of Fame. Joe Gordon of the Yankees. Joe Morgan.
And Joe Morgan can play a little bit.
Yeah, Ryan Sandberg. Hall of Fame second baseman.
Double play has been a good friend to Tyler Chatwood. He's induced 22 of them.
You saw that last strikeout, and it's kind of it's weird because he's not a true sinker ball pitcher, but he gets a lot of ground balls with that four-seam fastball.
There's two ways of looking at that. He gets the double plays, but that means there's a lot of guys on base. Yeah.
He does pitch with runners on.
And remember, we told you left-handed batters are hitting .321 against him.
And that just went up with Robbie.
That base hit brings Cano to 300 again. Stay tuned during the 6th inning for a message from our friends at the Fox Business Network. They've been busy these last couple of days.
You really want to watch that? You might want to take the 6th inning off, Michael.
That's some scary stuff lately.
Up and down, up and down.
You know, my home mattress thing is working out these last couple of years.
You know, when you have older parents, my mother's 84, Neville's mother's 93, you know, they come from a generation where you stick it in the bank. You don't worry about all these new things, you know, the stock market and all these things. You just save and don't worry about it.
Paul has just signed a contract to be part of the Fox Business Network. You'll get that kind of analysis from him.
Yeah, Michael sticks his money underneath the mattress. He needs a ladder to get in bed at night.
In a bunk bed, but he sleeps on the top end. I tell you one thing, though. I did ring the bell one time. The commodities market. That is unbelievable. It was like 8:59, and I'm having a normal conversation with some of these people, and that bell goes off, and it's like somebody opened the cages, and these people just come run. It's just bedlam in like 1 minute's time.
See if Joe Girardi has Cano on the move here.
3-2-1 out. He's on the move. Popped up. And Callaspo gives it a look, but it's out of play.
We talk so much about Granderson, and he's been hot home run wise, but you know, you think about where Nick Swisher was the first couple months of this season, how far he's come too. So he's another guy that's really picked it up with Alex out of the lineup.
You know, Cano on the move is something that's been happening quite often this year, and he's got a career high. I know it's not a great number, but 8 stolen bases, 8 out of 9. Maybe he's adding a little more to his overall game.
You know, base stealing, obviously, like a Brett Gardner, Borges, guys like that to just outrun the ball. But, you know, base stealing, if you have average speed and you're a good base runner, you know, you can steal 10 to 15 bases by stealing on pitches, certain situations. And it does help. It adds runs.
Runner goes. Well, he's getting Cano some work. Swisher is.
Takes a little longer to get back to first every foul ball.
Next pitch will be the 10th of the at bat. Goes again. Line drive, foul ball.
He got to round second base that time. Now he's got to walk back all the way from third.
Looked like it was an off-speed pitch, and Swisher was not fooled. He was a little out in front. There goes Cano. 3-2 pitch on the way. Wham.
Cano wants time. Now you wonder, is he just fake tying his shoe to just get some time to recover?
All this run, he might have blown out a shoelace.
Pretty cool shoes, though.
Those are the type you could play in and wear home.
Take the spikes out, make them slippers.
Runner goes. Driven the other way. Foul ball. Now, at what point, I mean, we joke about it. At what point does it start to affect Cano that he's run hard that many times?
Well, I mean, you're in a position where it's almost a hit and run. You're not trying to steal the base because your managers put Nick Swisher in a position where, it's ball 4 or make contact. So, the running part of it, you can deal with. But again, you're not trying to cheat and steal thinking he's going to strike out.
Well, Swisher's got a good eye. If it's probably out of strike zone, he's going to take it for ball 4.
Trying to catch Cano sleeping. Runner goes. Grounded to first. Thought about going to second, but he'll take the out at first. 2 away as Cano advances.
And you stay out of the double play.
A lot of times as a runner, you think as you're moving, there's no chance on you. Took a long look there, almost threw it. See Robbie kind of slow up at the end, and
I think you can tell when you're running to second by the reaction of the infielder covering the bag what's going to happen. The ball's not coming your way.
Eric Chavez takes inside, and Wilson goes out to talk with Chatwood. Nick Swisher doesn't drop the bat.
Taking my bat with me.
Think about it. He hit a couple balls hard, foul, and then he hits a little roller to first.
Asked Joe Girardi today why has he been DHing Chavez and playing Nunez at third, and he gave a 2-pronged answer. He said he likes the way Nunez has played third. He thinks he's done a great job there. He said also, if I DH Chavez and they bring in a lefty and I want to pinch hit, I can send up Andrew Jones, but I really can't pinch hit for him as a third baseman. He said, because then I'm using 2 players.
Don't you know when you ask Joe Girardi a question, there's going to be a logical answer behind it, well thought out.
That's cool. I want to hear it though.
Yeah.
They're going to intentionally walk Chavez.
Nunez 2 for 7 in this series, but over a longer period of time, he's been hitting the ball at a 350 clip. So this could be interesting here, especially if he gets a pitch up.
Count 1-0. Popped up. Trumbo. Makes the play, and that'll do it. No runs a hit, no errors, and 2 men left on base. We played 2 here at the stadium. No score.
Isn't given, it's earned. During a leadership sales drive, get a Ford Fusion ranked most dependable by J.D. Power for an amazing $159 a month. Just $159. Most dependable, most value.
Get to your Tri-State Ford dealer.
Hey, check this out. The Yankees have released the first issue of an official team publication in American professional sports dedicated to women. The women's issue of Yankees Magazine includes an exclusive story about the philanthropic work of the Steinbrenner family, features about Yankees assistant GM Gene Afterman and Senior VP of Marketing Debbie Timon. They join stories about Billie Jean King, Jenny Finch, Mia Hamm, and other pioneers. That one is lofted to left field, and Gardner drifts back to make the play. On the Lincoln scoreboard, there is no score. I want to remind everybody that Yankees Magazine is available at Yankee Stadium through 800-GO-YANKS or online at yankees.com/publications. They did a great job with this issue, and every story in the issue is about women in sports and the things they do and the wives behind the players and how important they are as well. So you should give that a look.
Very well done. By the way, Ibar is now 0 for 11 in the series. Now, the previous series here at Yankee Stadium, the Baltimore Orioles were here. And J.J. Hardy, the Orioles shortstop, went 0 for 16 in that 4-game series. So the last 2 shortstops that come in town are 0 for 27.
Ibar now 0 for 30 overall.
Yeah, change of scenery usually does help things when you go in it, but Ibar was started before he got here.
Line drive right field. That's a base hit. It gets past Swisher and goes to the wall. And Alberto Callaspo with a 1-out double.
Since Hardy left town, he got hot again.
That usually does happen. Once you turn it around, then all of a sudden you wonder how you ever went through anything like that, because the hits start falling.
There's Abreu. He has 4 hits off Cologne career, and 2 of them home runs. There's a strike.
We mentioned how Abreu rarely swings at the first pitch. This season, only 8% as he swung at the first pitch. But in situations, that percentage goes up,
right?
Particularly with runners in scoring position, although he took the pitch here. If he feels he's got a chance to do some damage, it goes up to 13% of the time, and that's still not a lot.
You know, I think Bobby Abreu, you see, and you remember he hit that big home run off of Mariano, and it looked like he was kind of cheating inside. He's at a point in his career where that hard fastball inside, you almost have to start open up. You almost become more of a guess hitter because you become a little bit slower inside, and then all of a sudden that outside pitch gets you. You open up that front hip.
95 miles an hour strikeout of Abreu. 3rd strikeout for Cologne.
Watch the movement on this one. Whee! Like a wiffle ball coming up there.
Yeah, he had set that up by throwing in hard, and you saw in that replay that front hip of Bobby Abreu starts to open up, and when you open up with that front hip, that shoulder, everything kind of goes with it, and that ball away, you just kind of wave at.
Because you're really looking in.
Yeah, you have to open up to get to it because you just don't feel like you're quick enough.
There's Torrey Hunter. There's a strike. Hunter with a single in the 2nd extended his hitting streak to 9 straight. He's also hitting 13 of his last 14 as he pushes the average to 255. Check with the first base umpire, Mike Everett. He said he did not go.
It was really weird. I was looking at some stats on Ugla last night. You were talking about he's got, what, 31 games now. And once you get to 31 and the percentage of getting to 32 was only like 60% and to 33 was only like 50%. It's amazing how the higher you go, I mean, the percentages get low. I mean, it's tough. It's weird. I mean, there's only been, what, 6 over 40 games.
Those are the numbers during his 31-game hit streak. Rates his average from 173 to 224. Thank goodness he had the streak. Adam Dunn would like one.
Ooh. Joe DiMaggio during his 50, he had over 400.
Yeah.
That's like over a third of the season hit 400.
Right. What was amazing about that is he started another streak right after that. So, I mean, it just...
2-2.
But I also believe during DiMaggio's 56-game hitting streak, he didn't face 60, just a little over 60 pitchers because of the way pitching was in those days. Pitchers started, so he got a chance to see the same guy just about 4 times a game.
I agree 100%.
This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the New York Yankees and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees.
Not to say that hitting 56 straight games is easy. It's difficult. It hasn't been broken since. But the fact is that, as a Hunter draws a walk here, is that if you see the same pitcher, it makes it a little bit easier to figure out what's happening.
That's why that record seems to be almost unreachable, because you're facing relief pitchers, as you said, and different pitchers all the time. So if a guy doesn't have something, usually in the old days, he'd stay in for the whole 9 innings and absorb the beating.
And the relief pitchers were guys that weren't good enough to be starters. Right. Where, you know, relief pitchers now are specialty guys. Left-handers that come in, throw sidearm. Right-handers that throw sliders to righties. So it's much tougher matchups later in the game this day and age than it was years back.
Pitch outside to Trumbo, the count 1-0. Trumbo popped up the short in the second. Callaspo at second. Hunter is at first. No score, top of the third. Popped up, and Colon makes the call, and he'll make the catch like a cat. And he gets out of a jam. No runs, a hit, no errors, and 2 men left on base. I got it. I got it. You know what? He got it.
We are here pursuing the terrorist Latif.
What's this got to do with me?
You were brought in to find Latif. We need him alive.
I'm not too taken out. 2. You? 3. That's good.
This is insane. It's all going to end perfectly.
Strike Back. Tomorrow at 10. Only on Cinemax.
The New York Yankees are great moments.
See ya! What a play! He got him!
Yankee fans, bring your family, friends, or business associates to Yankee Stadium for a group outing and enjoy Yankees baseball in a game day suite. Game day suites can accommodate groups as small as 12 and up to 382 guests with all-inclusive food and non-alcoholic beverage packages. Make your special occasion legendary. Call 212-YANKEES, email suites@yankees.com, or log on to yankees.com/suites.
381! Gotta train more.
Wait for me. Wait for me.
You're killing me, Howard. How much more of this?
Man, the way you train, you can probably eat whatever you want. You gotta eat right. Egg white and cheese with Black Forest ham on flat bread.
Subway helps Ryan Howard go long with the high-protein breakfast he loves and his favorite mega-tasty subs.
Subway, the official training restaurant of Ryan Howard and athletes everywhere.
Yankees Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by Strike Back. Premieres tomorrow on Cinemax or watch it on Max Go. By Advanced Radiation Centers of New York. When it comes to fighting cancer, precision is everything. And by the HP Touchpad. Everybody on. Gorgeous day here in New York City. And on the Lincoln scoreboard, there's no score as we go to the bottom of the third. Bartolo Colon and Tyler Chatwood. Francisco Cervelli digs in. Been hot of late, 8 for his last 19, has the average up to 250. He seems to be so much of a better hitter when there are runners on base. Just kind of simplifies things. Count 2-0. And the pitch. Grounded foul. It'll be Cervelli, Gardner, and Jeter, 9-1-2 in the Yankee order. Fouled away. Chatwood, kid from California, he's just 21. Angels got him in the second round in 08. Baseball America's 76th best prospect entering this year. He was grounded to third. And Cervelli is out, one down. Afternoon game, a lot of kids are out, a lot of camps with the same color shirts out in left field, some lime green and orange, and right field the same deal. I got a letter from a viewer because we talked about the camps the last afternoon game, and you said it would be easy to have a kid shoot out of the group. And this guy, this happened 40 years ago. He said he was there with the camp, and one of the kids got lost, and the kid got so nervous he's screaming, crying, just crying, and the Yankees took him down to the clubhouse and waited for the other camp counselors to come down and get him, and he got all autographs. And this guy, like 50, 60 years later, was still bitter. He said this little crybaby, it paid off for him.
Yeah. This is before cell phones. He was down in the clubhouse hobnobbing.
Said he got Mickey Mantle's autograph, the whole deal. And all these years later, it still chapped him.
The guy was walking around the stadium like he was lost.
That one is driven deep to right field. Going back, Hunter, and it's over his head and up against the wall. Gardner collides with Trumbo, but still gets to second with a double.
You don't see this very often. Torrey Hunter, great outfielder. Turned the wrong way on this ball and kind of got caught up, couldn't get back quick enough.
As you watch the play, Gardner got hooked up with Trumbo rounding first base. Now watch this. He was going to be awarded second base. You can see the first base umpire, Mike Everett, said, "You're going to get second. Don't worry about it." He says, "You're too big."
Again, Torrey Hunter, I mean, what, it was 8 or 9 gold gloves he's won, and he just every once in a while as an outfielder, soon as the ball hits, you turn the wrong way. It makes it very difficult to get your feet back and get a good break on the ball.
Great stat on the scoreboard right now. Among active major league players, Derek Jeter has the highest personal winning percentage. His teams win 60% of the time. And that's all you need to know. Now, he's been on some good teams, but he's one of the reasons the team's good. Count 1-0. Jeter singled in the first inning. His average at 273. Foul away.
See Chatwood.
Oh, nice play by a fan.
Got a snag up there?
Yeah. Let's see. Very smooth.
Little basket catch.
One. Fouled away.
And another
good catch.
This guy's got a glove, though. That doesn't count. That was a good snag, too.
This must be the good hand section.
Doink.
Wow, nice.
Chatwood really keeping an eye on Gardner, making sure he stops him at second base with one out. That's where you really have to be concerned with a base stealer.
Grounded left side. Ibar fires across the diamond, an infield single for Jeter as Gardner goes to third.
You know what made that infield single possible? Ibar holding Gardner at second, opened up the right side. He had to go way to his right, then throw all the way across the diamond to get Derek Jeter. His momentum's going away from the play. You can see where he is, trying to get back over here and cover some more ground. Couldn't do it. Throw is offline. Jeter has an infield single. He should chalk that up to Gardner being at second base, kind of taking Ibar out of position.
Yeah, as an organization, you make a decision right there who is going to hold Gardner. And Derek Jeter, as much as he hits the ball to the right side, they had the shortstop holding Gardner there. Kenny, you're right. Ended up getting Derek Jeter a base hit.
And plus the fact he still got to third base.
Right.
Sure, that little conference there, they could talk about if Jeter takes off for second. Gardner with such great speed at third. Do you throw through? Do you even mess with this with a guy with 31 homers at the plate?
I was just going to say, I think when you've got a guy as hot as Granderson, you got to realize, you know, you got runners, but you also got a guy that can put 3 spots on the board real quick. Don't lose sight of what's going on here. Concentrate on trying to get ahead, which he has not. Get this hitter. Good pitch.
Yeah, Granderson has 3 hits in this series. All 3 are home runs.
Runners on. The batting average against goes to .305. Count 2-1. He's pitching better today than he has in his last 2 outings. Last 2 outings, 11 earned runs in 11 2/3 innings. He's got a little bit of an issue right now. Now 1 pitch away from loading the bases.
Again, like Colon, I mean, he has upped it up. That was 95. He's been in the low 90s, so he's trying to make that perfect pitch, trying to get that ground ball. Now he's in trouble with 3-1.
Grounded to Trumbo. Let's see if they turn 2. There's 1 on to first. It's a 3-6-1 double play. So Granderson bangs into a twin killing for the 2nd time in 3 innings. Yankees end up stranding 1. We play 3. There's no score on yes.
Every carton of delicious Turkey Hill Bronx Bomber Sundae and Pinstripe Brownie Blast is a chance to win Yankees tickets.
Brain freeze. Bring in the closer.
So get into the game with Turkey Hill, official ice cream of the New York Yankees.
Are you struggling to make your monthly credit card or mortgage payments? If you're facing financial difficulty, call the law offices of David I. Pankin, PC for a free legal consultation and find out if bankruptcy is the solution for you.
Our bankruptcy lawyers help thousands of clients, just like you, get the fresh start you deserve.
Thanks for the new start. I can now start rebuilding my finances. What a huge relief.
I have no words to express my gratitude.
Let bankruptcy help you take control of your life and your finances.
Filing bankruptcy doesn't mean you have to lose your house or your car. It means you can stop those harassing phone calls, eliminate your debt, and still rebuild your credit.
After all, bankruptcy is not the end, it's a new beginning.
To find out how you can be debt-free and get a financial fresh start, call the law offices of David I. Pankin, PC at 888-LAW-9600. The consultation is free, so call 888-LAW-9600 today.
Now playing on DirecTV Cinema. Saddle up.
Now we ride.
For the crispiest, crunchiest, craziest,
When is he going to die?
So, Adventure of the Year. Johnny Depp is...
My eye!
That's going to heal right up.
Rango. Movies start at Channel 125.
Well, it's time for the GE Capital Partner Play. Great partnerships are built on trust at GE Capital. We prove that every day.
Yeah, this is a nice turn play by nicely turned play by the Angels here. Trumbo starts it. And Chatwood's going to finish it. 3-6-1.
There's a strike to Vernon Wells. Many in baseball were shocked when the Angels acquired Vernon Wells, but more so that they didn't ask the Blue Jays to absorb any of the money. Everyone thought the only way the Blue Jays could ever trade Vernon Wells is if they eat most of the remaining salary, but the Angels took it all on, and that just shocked the baseball world. Popped up. Teixeira makes the play. Time for the New York State Smokers Quit Line quiz here in the top of the 4th inning. Before Granderson and Teixeira, this was the last pair of Major League teammates to hit more than 30 home runs through the team's first 115 games. Pitch outside to Asturias. Asturias single to left center in the second. They're feeling, for some reason, very generous in the truck. They're going to give a little bit of a hint. The year for that answer was 2006.
Feeling generous because I look a little confused up here. So they thought they'd give me a little hint.
Did it help?
2006?
Did it help?
I'm processing right now, Michael. Hang on a second.
Count 2-2.
Colon has already made one start against the Angels this year. It came on June the 5th out in California in Anaheim, where Yankees won 5-3.
Popped up. Shallow left. Nunez for the second out.
Colon worked 5 1/3, gave up 6 hits and 3 runs, but got himself a victory against his former team.
Ever get the feeling, Kenny, like it's in, top of the 4th inning, it's 0-0, but you still feel like the Yankees are winning. You feel like they're on the brink of scoring some runs where you don't get that feeling on the Angels side?
Well, the Yankees have had the better opportunities to score. Let's put it that way. Just a couple of double plays that robbed Joe Girardi of a lead here early in the game.
That one is driven out to right field. Going back is Swisher, and on the track he'll make the play for the final out of a 1-2-3 inning. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning. There's no score on yes.
J&R, New York's largest and top-rated technology superstore for cameras, computers, audio products, movies, music, housewares, TVs, video games, and more, is now proud to be the official consumer electronics retailer of the New York Yankees.
It's Nissan's Model Year-End Sales Event, and we've got better availability of vehicles than Honda or Toyota, so you can save now. Lease Altima $179 or Rogue $219. Visit ChooseNissan.com. Test drive at your local Nissan dealer today. More cars, great offers equals more savings. That's the bottom line.
The ultimate triple play from Optimum gives you great TV, and now you can take it to every corner of your home. Watch live TV on your iPad, and now on your iPhone and iPod Touch with the Optimum app. Get Optimum Online Boost Plus with internet 3 times faster than Fios. A free advanced wireless router, and great features like Optimum Link. Just call 866-333-7162. Get the best TV, internet, and phone. Just $99.80 a month with the ultimate triple play from Optimum.
The sights of summer don't blink. They go fast. Summer's best event from Cadillac. This summer, you do have a choice. And the time is now.
Now purchase a Cadillac CTS sedan with 0% APR or lease for $345 a month. Visit CadillacTristate.com for details.
All right, so it's time for the answer to the New York State Smokers Quit Line quiz before Granderson and Teixeira, who's the last pair of Major League teammates hit more than 30 home runs for the team's first 115 games. And the answer is David Ortiz and Manny Ramirez, the 06 Red Sox. Teixeira hits one deep to right field, but it hooks foul. Another good catch. This is a great defensive crowd. Teixeira in his last 7 games is 2 for his last 24. So 83.
It's funny, we got some guys that are hot and we got some guys that are struggling in this series. We got Opers and we got guys that are hitting 2 home runs a day.
1-1. Driven out to left field. Wells drifts back, makes the play. Between innings, Kenny, I got a very interesting email from a guy I really respect, former great player, Joe Pepitone. So we had mentioned that DiMaggio had a streak against about 60 pitchers. It's tougher now, and he said, do you mean to tell me that DiMaggio, Mays, and Aaron would not be as great against today's pitching? And then he also added, this is something that we should consider. How do you think today's players, he said, would react to the constant knockdown pitches, which are not allowed to be thrown?
You want my side on
that?
I think that there's, in generations, there's specific people that are just heads above everybody else. But I think over the course of history, athletes are athletes. Joe DiMaggio would be just as good today as he was back then. Robinson Cano would be just as good back then as he is today. Great athletes are great athletes. I think that the game has improved because of training and things like that. But I don't think that, you know, every once in a while you get a Joe DiMaggio or a Willie Mays or, you know, a Ken Griffey Jr., just guys that are above the charts athletically, gifted at a game. But I think that, you know, over the course of you know, where we keep records, that athletes are just athletes.
Do you think those guys would have been even better today because they had, you know, better training?
That one's looped to left. Cano gets himself a base hit, and he'll stop at first. He's 2 for 2.
Well, you look at one guy. I mean, you look at Babe Ruth. I mean, it was noted the guy didn't train. I mean, most of those guys got jobs in the offseason, and you know, would he be better? Sure, he'd be better. But again, you're facing a guy that's a specialist out of the bullpen throwing 98 to 100. You didn't see that back then. But, I mean, would he be great today? Sure, he'd be great today. He was a great baseball player.
I do agree with one thing that Joe said, though. The pitchers were a little meaner back then.
Yeah.
They could get away with it a little more. Yeah.
No doubt about it. Stan Williams, and this is when I really kind of got a wake-up call. He was our pitching coach in Cincinnati, and he was from that generation of knockdown pitches and this and that. And he told me one day he hit Willie Mays right in the back. And when, you know, you hit a star player, you know, something usually comes about it. And he walked by the next day. They were stretching. And he said, Willie, sorry about hitting you in the back. Took another step and looked back. He said, I meant to hit you in the neck. So there was a little different things going on back then.
It's a fascinating discussion, especially with baseball expansion teams. There's a lot of guys up in the majors now that would be in one of the 20 farm teams that the Yankees had back then.
Now that part of it I do agree with. More teams, more positions. But then there are guys that get opportunities to become great players that would have probably, you know, never been on the major league field.
I think one thing you have to remember, too, that nowadays players move around more. In those days, they were kind of on one team, and that was it. And when you built up a grudge against somebody on another team, that grudge is going to stay for years, as opposed to you might end up on that team nowadays.
Right. And one other thing that has to be factored in, especially before 1947, blacks were not allowed to play in the major leagues, so the talent pool was not as great as it should have been. High fly ball off the bat of Swisher. Borges is there. for the second out as Cano heads back to first.
You look back, Kenny, there's probably still guys that, you were on rival teams that, you don't dislike, but you still have that something about it. Yesterday, Mike Scioscia comes up to me on the field and, shakes my hand, talks about it a little bit. And then when I walked away, it's like, it is weird because when I was with Cincinnati, L.A. was our rival.
Yeah,
that was the big rival, the Dodgers and the Reds. And it was a point, he was a catcher. I remember him blocking home plate. I mean, he was disliked because he was good for another team. So you did have those grudges.
Ground ball by Chavez to short. And that'll do it here in the fourth. So we got a pitcher's duel going on. No runs to hit and nobody left. 4 in the books and no one scored a run.
A leader gives more than anyone else. During the Leadership Sales Drive, get a Ford Escape with better fuel economy than RAV4 or CR-V for an incredible $179 a month. Just $179. Most MPG, most value.
Get to your Tri-State Ford dealer tomorrow.
Get ready for 30 minutes or less. It's the best comedy of the summer.
Remember when me and you worshiped the devil for like 2 weeks? That was my best 2 weeks of my life.
Funny, awesome, and outrageous.
I drank like 3 of those 5-hour energy drinks. It's just too much energy.
Every single minute of this movie is hilarious.
I got a shot with a pen today. With a pen, bro.
Wear a diaper. It's that good.
I mean, that's definitely thinking outside the box.
30 minutes or less. Rated R. Tomorrow.
Have a ball and a biscuit, sugar, and take our sweet little time about it. Yeah.
Captain Morgan, to life, love, and loot.
A true leader stays ahead of the competition. During the Leadership Sales Drive, get a Ford Edge with best fuel economy in its class for an amazing $199 a month. Just $199. Best mileage, best value.
Get to your Tri-State Ford dealer.
Hi, everyone. Bob Lorenz with your Audi update. Rockies and Reds, one of the other afternoon games. And in the bottom of the first, after a 2-out double for Joey Votto, Jay Bruce comes through with a base hit off Yolis Chacin that scores Votto, gives the Reds a 1-0 lead. They lead it 2-0 in the 7th. Johnny Cueto for the Reds so far, just 3 hits, 8 strikeouts over 6 2/3. Guys.
Thank you, Bob. We'll hear from Bob a little bit later on. We want to remind you to take the Yankees with you when you travel out of the Yankees' home territory. How do you do it? Well, you subscribe to MLB.tv today to see Yankees games live or on demand on your computer and your favorite devices. Visit Yankees.com to order and get more details. MLB.tv, baseball everywhere. Bobby Wilson leads off the 5th. He takes a pitch low from Bartolo Colon. No score. Wilson, Ibar, and Callaspo. 9-1-2 in the Angel order. Joe Girardi said before the game that Colon is his biggest surprise. He said we knew that he could pitch. He said we just didn't know that he'd be pitching here in August for us. And that one's a high fly ball left field. Gardner is there. He said, and now it's gone from a pleasant surprise that if we lost him, he said it would be a big blow. He said it would really hurt us. So Colon went from a non-roster invitee in spring training to an integral part of this team. That's what's happened so far today. A little pitcher's duel going on. Each pitcher has had a little bit of a jam and worked out of it.
Like I said, when you're 0 for how many, every time you go up there, it seems like it's strike one.
0 for 30.
Then your mind starts just messing with you like, here we go again. And it's just very hard to stay confident. Takes a hit
Dribble
like this.
slowly to third.
That's it.
And there's your base hit. So that breaks an 0 for 30.
Look at his smile. He's not going to go 0 for New York.
That's what it usually takes. You see Mickey Hatcher hit a couple balls hard last night for nothing. I mean, you saw wood splintering on that one. That was hit so bad.
You know what? The smile on his face, he looks like a like a 9-year-old kid just got a bike for Christmas. You know, look at it.
What a relief.
Oh boy, just what I wanted. Food will taste better later on.
See the cup at the end of that bat, and you see it just come off. It causes friction on the ball, and it just tore that piece of wood off the end of the bat. It's good solid hitting right there, isn't it, Kenny, when you see the splinters flying off the ball? Espo, I didn't know much about him, but had an impressive at bat the first night when he pinch hit off Mariano. Turned on a ball, drove it to right field. Really, you've got to expect the Angels to run during this series. There's few runs that have been scored.
Pitch out.
You know, he mentioned earlier that Colon gets rid of the ball quickly. He's difficult to steal on.
And Ibar, you look at his stat. I mean, he's had 24 stolen bases, been caught only 4 times this year. So he hasn't been on base in a while. He probably got to go through the the process again.
Hit and run was on. Callaspo fouls it away.
You saw what a late jump, because Colon does hold him and then jumps and slide steps, so he does get rid of the ball quick. It's very hard as a runner to get a good jump. So Mike Scioscia putting the hit and run on, knowing that. Talked about Colon pitched in Anaheim for years, so I mean, Mike Scioscia knows how quick he gets rid of the ball.
Been through slumps. I have too. And when you finally get to first base, you think, where am I and how did I get here? And what do I do next?
Foul ball.
There was a time that first base coach Alfredo Griffin would have handled that ball. And it was a co-rookie of the year one year with John Castino of the Minnesota Twins. Alfredo Griffin was playing shortstop for Toronto.
Another guy looking back was with the Dodgers with Mike Scioscia.
Two fouled away.
See him flinching over there. I think he's just trying to draw some attention from Colon. It's just too tough to get a jump off of him right now.
Fly landed on his hat. Didn't even blink. That one's driven deep to right field. If it's fair, it's gone. See ya. Home run into the second deck by Callaspo. And the Angels lead 2-0.
Talked about the other night, Callaspo, how quick he is inside. He turned on Mariano's cutter at a pinch hit situation. Go from hit and run, trying to slap one, to hit one in the second deck. Fastball that kind of ran a little bit too much out over the plate.
Hey, he's just trying to steer it fair. It stays fair into the second deck. He had a good at bat. He fouled off several tough pitches. Finally got one he can handle. Got one to go.
Let's check out the Coors Light Cold Hard Blast.
Swisher has the last look at it.
high pop-up. Granderson will make the play for the second out. Angels trying to win this series. In their last 15 series, they've won 13, they've lost 1, and they split 1. And Scioscia's doing it with a pedestrian offense and outstanding pitching. They're 13th out of 14th in runs scored in the American League. Over the mound, going to be a tough play. Cano makes it. What a play by Cano to get Hunter at first. And he made it look easy, and believe me, that was not an easy play. Angels 2 runs on 2 hits. Nobody left. We're halfway through. Angels up by 2.
For all that's out there, Range Rover Sport. Attractive lease and finance offers available at your Land Rover retailer.
It's Nissan's Model Year-End Sales Event, and we've got better availability of vehicles than Honda or Toyota, so you can save now. Lease Altima $179 or Maxima $279. Visit ChooseNissan.com. Test drive at your local Nissan dealer today. More cars, great offers equals more savings. That's the bottom line.
The stories are inspirational, full of strength and determination. Tomorrow, Yes takes a look back at the heartwarming events of Yankees Hope Week 2011.
I thought I would be meeting Andre like 20 years from now.
Those are strikes in anybody's heart.
Hope Week Remembered premieres tomorrow at 11, only on Yes.
Another sparkler by Cano in the field. Let's take a look at it with the IOTV HD Super Shot.
Yeah, he's made several outstanding plays in this series, going both to his right and to his left. This time he robs Torrey Hunter of a hit.
Well, now the Yankees have a deficit they have to try to make up. They're down 2-0, bottom of the 5th, and Nunez leads off, takes a strike from Chatwood. Pitch is high, 1-1. Count 2-1.
Important inning for Chatwood. All of a sudden you look up, you get a 2-run lead, you get out there. It's very important, Michael, you always talk about trying to throw a 0 up, but just not, you're in a 3-1 count, not allowing them to get base runners without, earning. You can't go out and start walking people all of a sudden because you got a lead.
Line drive, left field. Vernon Wells makes the play. Started to sink and kind of tail at the last moment. Or hook because it's off the right-handed bat.
So Vernon Wells lost one in left center the other night, made a good catch right in the lights, and you see that ball during a day game can give you a problem because you lose it in the fan shirts. It gets so low that it if it can get caught in somebody who's wearing a white shirt out there, lose it that way too.
That one is grounded to third. Kai Aspo gets Cervelli. Wade Boggs used to always tell me that day games at Yankee Stadium were actually scary for him at third base. The way that the lower deck was graded, he said the ball would come right out of the white shirts. He said, and you really couldn't see the ball until it's right on you.
It made it tough for outfielders to get jumps on the ball. You did it. You kind of froze and you couldn't pick up the ball in between the shirts. And you know, from a television standpoint, when you're looking at it, you don't understand it. You can't figure it out. You can't see it. But, you know, when you're running towards a ball and, you know, it's a blur of a bunch of white, you're trying to pick up that baseball. It can be tough.
A bunt up the third baseline, but grabbed foul by Wilson.
Trying to get something started with the 2 down. Gardner's going to take the long walk back. Speaking of Chatwood, we mentioned how well he's pitched in day games. And this trend is continuing today. He's worked to an ERA of 2.43 in day games. Night games is where his problems have come in. 1-7 in night games with a 5.48 ERA in 12 starts. 9 starts in day games. He's 5-1. That's one of those baseball phenomenals.
Phenomenals,
yeah.
You know, you look at Brett Gardner trying to bunt with 2 outs, and a lot of times I would think, you know, that's kind of weird. But, you know, Chatwood had, with that great play that Wells made and then a first pitch out, you know, a bunt makes him it makes it a difficult inning for him. And you want to make him throw some more pitches, not have a very easy inning like he's started with. Wilson back there kind of yelling at him, come on, come on, you don't want any walks here, make a guy earn it. What you did with Nunez, you know, your fielders will make a play.
Fly ball, shallow right, and a basket catch by Torrey Hunter, and that will do it as the Yankees go down in order 1, 2, 3. We play 5 here at Yankee Stadium on a beautiful Thursday afternoon. It's the Angels 2 and the Yankees nothing.
5,297 slots, 5,298, 5,000. Oh. 1, 2, 3.
You're the best, Mr. Snuggles.
Another pet name? All right, I'm smart enough to notice that my favorite fresh brewed Mickey D's sweet tea is now on the dollar menu, so I'm smart enough for this. You're the best too, sweet tea. Pie?
Oh, Chipmunk.
Sweet tea and McDonald's dollar menu.
Right now, someone in New York is feeling better, safer. Someone knows they're not alone. Right now, an MJHS home care nurse is providing expert medical care with compassion, dignity, and respect for every culture. MJHS has been there when it mattered since 1907, when the 4 Brooklyn ladies began a tradition of caring every minute, every day. Learn about MJHS home care at mjhs.org.
Expert endorsements are great, and the Genesis gets its fair share. But the one we really want is yours, uncensored.
This is fabulous.
This thing's got more pickup than my Beamer.
Oh my gosh, this thing is cooling.
I don't think I'm getting out of this today. I think it's awesome.
No, you're awesome.
Why are we whispering?
Test drive a 2012 Genesis today.
Your opinion might be even better. Now you can get a $399 lease on the 2012 Genesis, the car everyone's talking about, but only at your local Hyundai dealer today.
The lemon. We become synonymous with dud, reject, flop, failure, bust. Introducing the McCafe frozen strawberry lemonade from McDonald's. We're tart and tangy with the sweet taste of strawberry. Oh yeah, how do you like me now?
Time for another look at today's Toyota Text Poll. Which team came out ahead the most in the 3-team trade for Curtis Granderson? And here is how you voted. 65% say the Yankees did. Granderson's had such a great season, and why not? 2-0 Angels over the Yankees top of the 6th. The stat that jumps out at me is ever since he did that work with Kevin Long, it's 1 game over a full season, 163 games. and he has 45 home runs. When you get a center fielder that's going to give you 40 home runs, play good defense, run the bases well, that's a pretty good player to get.
A lot of runs.
Sounds like Willie Mays or Mickey Mantle.
0-2 on Trumbo. Colon is much more efficient pitch count wise than he was his last two outings. Didn't get out of the fifth against the Red Sox. Went 5 in his previous start. And that one was against the Orioles. The 0-2. Pitch outside. .21 pitches in the second inning, the most he's thrown. He had the bases loaded there with 2 outs, got out of it when Bobby Wilson grounded to short. Trumbo fouls it away. Angels are going to have a nice problem if Kendrys Morales can come back next year. Trumbo has proved that he can play in the outfield, so they can go that route. Don't know if Morales' mobility will be hindered with his leg issues. Maybe he becomes the DH. But it's hard not to miss Morales, a switch hitter with power right in the middle of your lineup.
A weird injury, obviously, in a celebration, but you know, you start doing second surgeries and things like that. It's just doesn't make sense, really.
Grounded to second. Cano right there. And there's one away.
Well, Michael, you talk about that situation. Bobby Abreu is only signed through this year. So if they do want to have Morales back as the DH, it could happen if they want to go that route.
Vernon Wells takes low. They have 2 more years of Vernon Wells, and they hope it's not 2 years like this. Final 2 years of a 7-year, $126 million contract he signed with the Blue Jays. And after he signed that contract, he became a different player. Good guy, works hard, but just nowhere near what he was. Allen ate up Nunez, but he stayed with it to make the catch for the second out.
Now we understand that Abreu does have a vesting option, and it appears he's going to make it. So he might be back with the Angels. Good play by Nunez. Stayed with it, kept the glove low, and the ball found the glove.
Here's Meiser's Turris. Pitch outside.
You know, you talked about Vernon Wells, and we keep saying he's not the player that he was. And, you know, I'm just looking at some numbers. I mean, some of the years that he did have in Toronto, I mean, led the league in doubles, 49 one year, also had 33 home runs, 117 RBIs, and drove in 100 runs 3 or 4 times. I mean, he had big numbers. So that's what really is surprising. But, you know, it has been on a downturn. It's not like it was just this year.
That's why people were shocked when the Angels made the trade, and the word in baseball is that the young GM of the Blue Jays, Alex Anthopoulos, actually was the GM of the year just for making that deal, just for having the Angels take all of the salary. Foul back. They had 2 onerous contracts, and they got rid of both of them. One, Alex Rios, was taken off waivers by the White Sox, and the other one, Vernon Wells, traded to the Angels. 1-2. Line foul.
always tell a switch hitter swing, the little guys. You know, you could tell they just don't have swings like a guy who just hits left-handed. They just don't know how to explain it. But,
most of them become switch hitters to take advantage of their speed with bunting and an extra step towards first base. Yeah, that's what you don't want to do. Pop it up.
Nunez makes the call on the catch and a 1-2-3 inning for Bartolo Colon. And now a business update from our friends at the Fox Business Network.
This is a Fox Business Network update.
I'm Lori Rothman from the Fox Business Network with the latest business and financial news that affects your wallet. Stock investors have been on a roller coaster ride in this week's trading over concern about the global economy. In fact, European leaders have cut short vacations to deal with the crises. The United States budget deficit, meantime, has topped $1 trillion for a third straight year, adding pressure on Congress and the White House to make more progress on a long-term plan to shrink the growing imbalance. The Treasury Department says deficits through July total $1.2 trillion. 3 years ago, that would have been a record high for the full year. Stocks in the news, both Walmart stores and Amazon.com have revealed new video and book reading services that are designed for the iPad, but bypass Apple's fees on sales. Walmart is now streaming video from its Vudu service to the iPad's web browser, and Amazon announced the Kindle Cloud Reader, which lets users read ebooks. I'm Lori Rothman. You can catch me on the Fox Business Network each weekday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. And for a look at where the economy is headed, check out the Fox Business Network, giving you the power to prosper every day starting at 5 a.m. Contact your local cable provider or log on to foxbusiness.com. And now, back to the game.
The Yankees are locked in a race for first place. Tomorrow, it's a must-see pitching matchup as Yankees ace CC Sabathia opens up a weekend series with fellow lefty David Price and the Tampa Bay Rays. Rays, Yankees. Complete coverage starts tomorrow at 6 with outing batting practice today, only on Yes.
As we go to the bottom of the 6th, it's time for the game summary brought to you by your local Nissan dealer. Angels lead this one 2-0, each team with 5 hits. Kai Aspo, a 2-run home run in the 5th. That's the only offense in the game. Chatwood has gone 5 innings. He's walked 1, struck out 1. He's thrown 81 pitches. And Colon, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts, 90 pitches through 6 innings. So Derek Jeter will lead it off against Chatwood, Jeter, Granderson, and Teixeira here in the 6th. 1-0.
Well, how's Chatwood done it, Kenny? And if you look back, I mean, he's had some balls hit. They've been caught. He had a big double play.
He's had a couple of double plays to help him out, both off the bat of Granderson. Mixed his pitch as well. I mean, he's not overpowering. He gets it up there every once in a while. 94, 95. Seems like he's been able to come up with a pitch when he needs it, when he gets into real jams.
Chopped over the mound, going to be a difficult play. And Jeter has his 3rd hit.
You know, after watching Robinson Cano make these plays, Meister as tourists have to come up with something special, and he's not able to do it.
You see where it comes into play is Robbie can snap that ball with unbelievable arm strength. And you see, you know, that ball right there kind of lobbed over there. Just, I mean, it's a very hard play. There's no doubt about it. But it makes you appreciate Robbie Cano, how much he can get on that throw when he's heading towards shortstop.
Pitch to Granderson is inside. Granderson 2 double plays today. 4-6-3 and 3-6-1. 1 in the 3rd inning. The 3-6-1 came with runners on 1st and 3rd and 1 out. Count 2-0. third foul.
And we just mentioned that Jeter's got 3 hits today against the Angels, and he's .330 career hitter against them. The top 6 players against the Angels all time are Wade Boggs, .335, Paul Molitor, .333, Kirby Puckett, .331, then Jeter, then Eddie Murray and Alex Rodriguez in terms of batting average.
Big names beat up the Angels, huh?
Well, I remember Eddie Murray because he was from Los Angeles and he had a big family. It'd be like a whole section of Eddie relatives, and every time he did something, he wanted to show off when he got out there.
Game for him, huh?
He would just crush the Angels.
High fly ball, right field. Going back, Hunter, track, wall, see you. Oh, a high fly 2-run home run. His 32nd home run of the year, and the game is tied at 2. That might have been as high as it was far.
Tell you what, and if you watch Torrey Hunter, he doesn't give you any help whatsoever in your call, Michael, because he plays them all like they're going to be caught. You see Curtis Granderson flip his bat down like he didn't get it. Ball is carrying. It's warm, beautiful day.
He kind of surprised himself. He got good wood on it, and there's a hug from the hitting coach.
Strike 2 to Teixeira.
Surprised himself. He flips the bat down like it was a high fly ball, and it just kept going.
You know, every once in a while as a hitter, you'll hit one and you think you got it and it doesn't go, and vice versa.
That one is looped into center field, a base hit for Teixeira. All right, let's check out the home run leaders in the major leagues, brought to you by the HP touchpad. Everybody on. And Granderson continues to inch up, but this is team home runs. And check it out, the Yankees with 154, the Rangers 141. Or check that, the Red Sox 141, the Rangers 140. Well, that base hit by Teixeira is going to bring Butcher out to the mound to talk with Chatwood and the Angel bullpen getting ready. Well, John Sterling's call perfectly applicable for that one. That was high and far and indeed gone. It looked like a pop-up at first, but it just kept traveling. And I'm sure that shakes up a pitcher a little bit. Probably didn't think it was gone off the bat. The same feeling as Granderson had.
Usually when, as a hitter, when you got your mechanics right, everything goes well. And it's, you know, even if you miss it a little bit, it's like you get the good backspin on it and it just carries for you.
There's Cano with a runner on first and nobody out. Takahashi warming. Pitch fouled away. Cano has 6 hits and 10 at bats this series, and is averaging .302 now. So 2-2 game. A couple of 2-run home runs, the scoring. Kai Aspo for the Angels and Granderson for the Yankees. Granderson now 32 homers and 93 runs batted in. I think the only thing that will keep people from seriously considering Granderson for winning the MVP is that the average is under 300. But his numbers up and down the leaderboard, he's just having a super season. Pretty good series as well. 4 for 11, 4 home runs and 7 ribbies.
All 4 of his hits homers in this series.
Missed outside, 1-2. Cano also likes day games. He's reached base safely in 39 of the 40 he's played this year.
He'd been great as a Chicago Cub. I mean, he's great as a Yankee.
Must be one of those guys that gets to sleep, Mike.
I guess so. It's his old buddy Melky Cabrera's 27th birthday today.
Melky's only 27? Wow.
Melky's having a good year in Kansas City. Yankees going to see him soon.
Count 3-2. Cano was a single short of the cycle yesterday, and Melky's the last Yankee to hit for a cycle. And the last hit that he got that day was the triple, and boy, was he fired up.
That was in Chicago,
yeah,
wasn't it?
It was in Chicago.
You ever do that, Ken?
No.
He meant go to Chicago, Ken.
Oh, yeah. Well, plenty of time.
Runner goes. Fouled away.
I think I told Michael once, he asked me the same question. He said, I got a cycle for Christmas.
Yeah.
Did you ever hit for a cycle?
In minor leagues, not in the big leagues. It was a few times I only needed a single. Couldn't get it. Got stage fright, you know.
She laid down a bunt.
Too much power.
Laid down a bunt. That would have gone over well.
Runner goes. Grounded to short. They stay out of the double play because of that. But they do get Cano. You score that 6-4-3 on the out at first.
But Ibar took a chance on getting nobody.
Ball hit hard. Teixeira doesn't run the greatest, but still, I mean, you got to know when you have no chance. Teixeira's not even to the bag. Does a good job of still getting Robbie at first base.
Ibar was in charge of covering, but he held his position long enough that the ball came. He stopped, and ball came to him.
Runner at second. Here's Swisher. Game tied at 2. Count 1-0. Next pitch will be the 100th for Chatwood.
So Chatwood really driving that ball down in the zone, trying to keep it low. The ball you see intentionally thrown high is that big breaking ball where he tries to break it over the kind of freeze the hitter. Just hit that magic 100 pitch.
Did he go? No, he did not. Said Mike Muchlinski.
But how hard is it, Paul, to put the brakes on? If you get to a certain point, you have Rafael Soriano warming up in the Yankee bullpen. But you start the bat, and I think it takes all the strength you have to stop it.
It hurts sometimes, too.
And Swisher works a walk. So let's see if they go to the lefty Takahashi with Chavez coming up. Looks like they will. Now the Yankees could counter by, no, they can't because he's playing third base today. If they counter with Andrew Jones, they'd lose the DH because Jeter would have to play short and Nunez would go to third. So we'll see what Joe Girardi does. Chatwood's day is over. He cannot win, but he can lose. The runners on base, his responsibility.
When you jump into my e-pit at mybobs.com, you'll be blown away by the untouchable values and come back often because it's always changing. Brand new, factory wrap furniture that I've discontinued or overstocked at a fraction of my regular price.
Another good thing about Geico is they've got, like, real live people working there 24/7. So, like, say you need to report a claim, right? A real person will be there to help you. Then you can use geico.com to view photos of the damage, track your claim, print an estimate. You want an English muffin? They literally hand you a toasted muffin with butter and jam. Oh, it's tasty. That's a complete dramatisation, of course, but you get my point.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Another sellout crowd here at the new Meadowlands Stadium. The New York Jets have the ball on the tee, and we are set to go.
This is our home field. You don't come in here and beat us at home.
Answer Rex's call and be there for another exciting season. Now is your chance to become a Jets season ticket holder and help bring it home in 2011.
I believe we will be the team that wins, period.
For great seats, call 800-469-JETS now.
Always dreamed about sleeping on a king-size bed? Step right up, only $4.99. Add my Valuepedic mattress set at only $4.99, and presto, your dreams come true. The works, now only $9.98.
Tomorrow it's the Yankees against the Rays in the first game of a 3-game weekend series. Coverage is going to start at 6 with Audi batting practice today and the Tri-State Ford pregame. Then Kenny, Paul, and I are back in the booth with the call. The Rays and the Yankees, it all starts tomorrow at 6. It's only on Yes. Well, Mike Scioscia makes the call to the bullpen, brought to you by AT&T. And he will bring in his lefty specialist, Hisanori Takahashi. Those are the numbers: 48 2/3 innings, 42 hits, 19 walks, and 41 strikeouts. And he's going to face Eric Chavez with runners on first and second. Chatwood was pitching well through 5, but then an infield single by Jeter and a 2-run home run by Granderson tied the game, and now runners on first and second with 1 out. So 8 hits, 2 runs. The runners on base his responsibility, and 102 pitches. Yankees with 8 hits and the Angels with 5. Chavez was intensely walked in the second, grounded to short in the 4th. Foul back. A couple of milestone home runs on this day many years ago. 1929, Babe Ruth hit his 500th home run. And in 1979, Reggie Jackson hit his 400th home run. And in 2011, Curtis Granderson hit his 32nd of the year. Nice block there by Wilson. What happened with the M&M boys on this date? 42 for Roger, 44 for Mickey. Wow. Babe Ruth had 37 through 113 games of the 27 season. Now, Mickey was on pace to also pass the 60 home run mark, but then he got hurt in September and kind of ceded the race to Roger Maris.
You think it would have been accepted a lot better if Mickey would have done it instead
Yes.
of Roger? Because he was so well loved?
Yes.
Yeah.
From everything you read, people wanted Mickey to do it. They felt that Roger was not a true Yankee. They got him in a trade with the Kansas City A's and kind of an interloper. His teammates loved him, though. Mantle, you find out later, really liked him a lot.
Thinking about it, Mantle towards the end of the year had an abscessed hip, and he didn't play in the World Series against Cincinnati that year, but the Yankees won that series 4-1. But you're right, it did. Towards the end, Mantle had been a lifelong Yankee. And wow, what a great summer that was. The Yankees had a lot of guys hitting home runs that year. They set the all-time record. That lasted quite a few years. Mickey Mantle and Maris were not alone. Yogi, Elston Howard, Johnny Blanchard. Muscara.
2-2. Strike 3. Chavez down looking. Good sequence there for Takahashi.
Takahashi really locked up Chavez on this breaking ball. And this is what you see. We talked about matchups from the bullpen, and you see Mike Scioscia on his way back out again for another one.
So he had Takahashi just to do this against Chavez. Breaking ball clips the outside corner. So now Scioscia is going to go for a right-hander with Nunez up. Yankees trying to take the lead. It's 2-2 game. Runners on first and second, 2 outs.
I bought theirs for $23.99, and here's the receipt. Why? My Black Label is only $9.99. $23.99? $9.99. Mine sleeps just as well for $1,400 less.
The ultimate triple play from Optimum gives you great TV, and now you can take it to every corner of your home. Watch live TV on your iPad, and now on your iPhone and iPod Touch with the Optimum app. Get Optimum Online Boost Plus with internet 3 times faster than Fios, a free advanced wireless router, and great features like Optimum Link. Just call 866-333-7162. Get the best TV, internet, and phone. Just $99.80 a month with the ultimate triple play from Optimum.
Buying a car today is a hard thing for a person because it gets too complicated. What we've tried to do is simplify the whole process. You deal with one person. You come in, you look, we'll help you. There's no stress in the process. There's no games. There's no tricks. It's done very openly and honestly. We have a philosophy here. You take care of your life, your business, your family, and we'll take care of your car.
Yankees Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by J&R Music and Computer World, and by Ford, the official truck of the New York Yankees. Well, Mike Scioscia mixing and matching. So the inning starts with Chatwood, then on to Takahashi, and now Fernando Rodney. 30 games, 2-3, 3.60. He has 3 saves, 18 hits, and 15 walks. Too many walks in 25 innings and 21 strikeouts. And he'll face Nunez here with Teixeira at second and Swisher at first. Well, CC Sabathia wears his cap slightly askew. But Fernando Rodney wears his cap almost like Hunts Hall and the Bowery Boys. It's pointing toward first base.
You know what? When he's up there, when he's on the mound and looking towards home plate, you have a feeling he's looking right at the outside corner if you're a right-handed hitter.
Rodney came in the other night, gave up a huge hit to Derek Jeter. 2-run single, ended up tying it up. Got behind in the count and then went to a fastball, and Derek drove it into right center field. Trying to bounce back from that outing.
And there's a strike to Eduardo Nunez. Good job with 2 outs and runners in scoring position. .350 hitter. You know, there was some concern when the Yankees had Nunez make the team as the backup infielder, because he's not thought of as a utility guy. He's thought of as a starter, and people were wondering, well, would this slow his growth? But he's played so much. This has been a perfect season for him. He's gotten a lot of at-bats, and it's not slowing his growth at all.
I think getting out on the field day in and day out is going to help you grow anything. You know, he's not natural at other positions, but he's getting better. But, you know, these situations are what really is going to build him. You know, situations where he has big at-bats, try to drive in runs. More times you go through this, the easier it gets.
Looks like the Yankees will go with Soriano rather than send Colon out. I think Colon was at 91 pitches. Swing and a miss, so Rodney strikes out Nunez. So Scioscia's maneuvering with the bullpen works out, but the Yankees do tie the score. 2 runs on 3 hits and 2 left. Let's go to the 7th.
The New York Yankees are legendary.
That one's drilled deep to left field. See ya! 3,000! History with an exclamation point!
Fans, come out to Yankee Stadium on Friday, August 12th, when the Yankees take on the Rays for a Yankee Stadium tradition, Camp Night. The first 18,000 guests 21 and older will receive a Yankees cap, courtesy of Budweiser.
The New York Yankees, a proud tradition, a legendary history.
It's Nissan's Model Year-End Sales Event, and we've got better availability of vehicles than Honda or Toyota, so you can save now. Lease Altima $179 or Maxima $279. Visit ChooseNissan.com. Test drive at your local Nissan dealer today. More cars, great offers equals more savings. That's the bottom line.
Sunday on an all-new Yankees on Deck presented by Blimpie. Go behind the scenes with Robinson Cano for Yankees Media Day and see what it's like to be put through the flash frenzy.
I love to smile all day.
Plus, step up to the plate with Curtis Granderson as he shows off his skills.
I get in the box and I'm ready to go.
All new Sunday at noon, only on Yes.
Tomorrow night, looking back at an amazing week of goodwill with the return of Hope Week Remembered. Relive the touching moments and inspirational stories as the Yankees organization makes dreams come true for some of their most deserving fans. Hope Week Remembered premieres tomorrow at 11, only on Yes. On the Cadillac scoreboard, Yankees and the Angels tied at 2. Now, Joe Girardi had Bartolo Colon warm up, but then comes and takes the ball. Bartolo has a smile, but he's not going to get a win today. Just lowered his ERA a tad. They call on Soriano to pitch the 7th. Stay right here.
We will experience a 30-minute delay. Thank you for your patience.
When you just can't wait for Rocky Mountain cold refreshment, there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. Frost Brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
It's Nissan's Model Year-End Sales Event, and we've got better availability of vehicles than Honda or Toyota, so you can save now. Lease Altima $179 or Rogue $219. Visit ChooseNissan.com. Test drive at your local Nissan dealer today. More cars, great offers equals more savings. That's the bottom line.
Sometimes it takes people a little bit of time to get adjusted to being here in the new surroundings. I can't really tell you because he did throw some good games before he got hurt. And we saw him as high as 95 before he got hurt. But it is nice to have him back because I think it really strengthens our bullpen.
Joe Girardi's talking about that man. Rafael Soriano on in relief of Bartolo Colon. He came on yesterday, bases loaded, nobody out. Got a double play and a pop-up to left. 5 perfect innings for Soriano since coming up the DL, and this is the first time we'll get a look at him on back-to-back days, although he only threw 4 pitches last night.
He's facing a hitter in Borgios, who's an excellent bunter. He's got 10 bunt base hits, and that's quite a high total for a right-handed hitter. So it's obviously he has worked on his craft. And using his speed. As you would expect with Borgios at the plate leading off an inning, they're guarding against the bunt with Teixeira and Chavez at the corners. But the second, but look at Cano. I mean, he's halfway. I mean, usually you're back a lot further than that, guarding against the push bunt.
You surprised they took out Cologne? Coming off a 1-2-3 inning in the 6th. Pitch count under 100.
And in a way, but maybe feeling that the time was right. I mean, the manager's supposed to know his pitchers and his team better than anybody else.
Right.
And when to make the moves.
That one's popped up. Cano drifts back and makes the play for the first out. So they retire a dangerous batter in Borgios.
Cologne, because of this rotation thing, has 5 days now before he starts again.
Yep. No, they're not going to do this 6-man anymore. So he's got 4 days. Yeah.
Oh, he's only got 4.
After Sunday, Joe says they have to make a decision. And you wonder, A.J. Burnett's last start is part of that decision now. He can't improve upon it. So I would think that the battle is now between A.J. and Phil Hughes. And that puts a lot of emphasis on what Phil Hughes does on Saturday. There's a strike. Let's see, Cologne pitched today, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Friday, Saturday. Well, with Hughes in the mix, because they still have the 6-man, maybe he would get an extra day rest this next time out. But Joe has not tipped his hand how he's going to how he's going to map out next week on the road.
Well, last time Hughes was under the gun in a start in Chicago, he didn't give up any runs.
Hammered foul.
That was in a rain-shortened game. Still, he kept the White Sox off the board and was very impressive in doing so.
Ended up taking the loss Sunday in relief. Came in the 10th inning and gave up the run to the Red Sox. The 0-2. Pitch high.
Soriano got a huge double play yesterday right out of the pen fastball. Then he got it with a breaking ball. So he's not afraid to throw that breaking ball.
Grounded in the hole and off the glove of Nunez, and it trickles into left field. So a base hit for Bobby Wilson.
It's not always how hard you hit him, Kenny, but where you hit him. This ball just out of the reach of Nunez.
With Wilson running, if he came up with it, been interesting to see if he could get the ball across the diamond to get him.
Yeah, the shortstops always know when the catchers are running. That's when you get to make the highlight reel, right? Got a little extra time.
Here's Ibar. Broke an 0 for 30 slide with an infield single to third base in the 5th. And that preceded Callaspo's 2-run home run. There's a strike. That single by Wilson, the first base runner allowed by Soriano since he came off the DL.
Talked about Ibar breaking up that 0 for 30. Now, what do you do from now? You're 1 for your last 1. Is it a new lease on life?
Swing and a miss. Soriano has a very, very calm demeanor on the mound. Doesn't show much emotion. Popped up. Granderson battling the sun, and he's called off by Gardner. Gardner had a better angle, I guess, and cut in front of the center fielder to make the play.
A really good play by Gardner. Knowing where the sun field is very important. Gardner got over there and read Granderson having a little problem and just called him off. You see Curtis Granderson right there. Gardner, because of the angle that he's coming at, the sun not affecting him. Good job.
Now, as the afternoon moves along, the left fielder's the one who's going to have the problem.
All of a sudden, you'll see Granderson running over there to try to help out Gardner.
There's a strike to Callaspo. Callaspo was 2 for 3 against Cologne.
What Yogi say, gets late early out there.
There's a strike.
One thing I've been impressed with Soriano, his ability to change speeds on his breaking ball. You take something off, add a little, get a hitter out in front like he did with Ibar there, got him to pop up the breaking ball. And he's got a pretty good fastball you always have to be aware of.
High fly ball center field. Granderson sees this one, and he'll put it away for the final out of the 7th. So another scoreless inning for Soriano. No runs a hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base at the end of 6.5 time for the 7th inning stretch here in New York. But we'll stay right here to honor America in the Bronx.
And offer a moment of silent prayer as we remember the servicemen and women serving our country at home and around the globe. Thank you. Now join in Kate Smith's rendition of God Bless America.
A leader works hard to be number one. During the Leadership Sales Drive, get a Ford Fusion with fuel economy that can't be beat by Camry or Accord for $159 a month. Just $159. Unbeatable mileage, best deal.
Get to your Tri-State Ford dealer.
The lemon. We become synonymous with dud, reject, flop, failure, bust. Introducing the McCafe frozen strawberry lemonade from McDonald's. We're tart and tangy with the sweet taste of strawberry. Oh yeah, how do you like me now?
I got this new City thank you card and started earning loads of points.
Okay, we'll leave that there for now. Put this on.
You got a weather balloon with points.
Yes, I did.
Points I could use for just about anything.
There it is.
So I used mine to get a whole new perspective. The new City Thank You Premier Card gives you more ways to earn points. What's your story? City can help you write it.
Leadership isn't given, it's earned. During the Leadership Sales Drive, get a Ford Fusion ranked most dependable by J.D. Power for an amazing $159 a month. Just $159. Most dependable, most value.
Get to your Tri-State Ford dealer.
Hi, everyone. Bob Lorenz with your Tri-State Ford update. Let's check the Padres and Mets, all tied at 2, 2nd and 3rd, and top of the 8th. John Neese just needs an out to get out of the frame, but Ruben Tejada boots Aaron Cunningham's ground ball. If Cameron Maybin scores on the error, that would end Neese's day, and that would give the Padres the win. 3-2, they win it. Jack Kim and I will see you on the postgame.
Thanks a lot, Bob. Here at the stadium, we go to the bottom of the 7th inning, and it's all tied at 2 on the Cadillac scoreboard. 2-8-0. Yanks and 2-6-0 for the Angels. Fernando Rodney got the final out of the 6th inning, and he's going to stay in and pitch the 7th against Cervelli, Gardner, and Jeter. 9-1-2 in the Yankee order. Pair of home runs, the only scoring, Callaspo's 2-run shot and Granderson's 2-run shot. Cervelli is grounded to third twice in this game. And thinks bunt, but takes a strike on the outside corner.
Remember Rodney with Detroit, I mean, he's got an unbelievable changeup, but to get to it, you know, you've got to pitch ahead. We talked about the big hit he gave up to Derek Jeter. He was behind in the count. Today he's getting ahead, allowing that changeup to become part of the mix.
1-1. David Robertson up in the Yankee bullpen as Girardi using his formula now of Soriano, Robertson, and then Rivera. Pitch outside. Scott Downs, the left-hander, the other left-hander in the bullpen, warming for the Angels.
So I think Takahashi, the other lefty we just saw, he was even mentioned at being that 5th starter for a while.
3-1 count now on Cervelli. You don't want to lose Cervelli. And the 3-1. A strike.
Every once in a while as a hitter you try to talk that umpire into calling that ball in.
Popped up. Wilson gives it a look.
Michael, I just saw a grown man hit the deck for a baseball right there.
And now he's all cut. Looking at the elbow.
And no ball.
No, he got the ball.
He did?
Yeah, bruise and a ball.
All right, well, it was worth it.
3-2. And he does get the walk. So a walk to start the 7th. Hey, you could vote along with us for today's Chevy Player of the Game. Text your vote to 58772, or you can vote online at yesnetwork.com. Today's candidates are number 1, Bartolo Colon, number 2, Curtis Granderson, number 3, Alberto Callaspo, number 4, Derek Jeter. Vote now, make your voice heard. Standard text messaging rates apply. We might not even have seen the Player of the Game yet.
I'm just saying, a 2-2 game, bottom of the 7th, big star still out there, I think.
There could be a seismic change in these last couple of innings.
You know, with the Walker Cervelli, Michael's right. You didn't want to lose him because it opens up all kinds of possibilities here. A bunt for Gardner is not an ordinary sacrifice bunt because you have to hustle to get him at first.
Shows bunt. Pitch high.
Now you got the infield moving in all sorts of directions. Remember, Cervelli has stolen 4 bases without being caught this year. The Yankee catchers, he and Russell Martin, are 12-1, so they can run a little bit. You might want to change things up, put a hit and run on. I still think he's bunting, but all kinds of possibilities here.
He bunts it straight up in the air, but Wilson can't get there.
Good hustle by Wilson, but this one didn't have that much air time. Not a good attempt by Gardner. Wilson, for all he's worth, yeah, he can't get to it.
Doesn't it seem to you that he's not sacrificing? Looks like he's trying to bunt for a hit. Not really squaring.
Yeah, there's a difference, and you know, in a sacrifice position, you do. I mean, you're giving yourself up. You're not trying to get that ball down and get out of the box.
A drag bunt. Trumbo fields, and they do get Gardner, so Cervelli advances to second. Score that sack, 3-4.
Yeah, Brett Gardner pulls it with him. That's an easy play for most, but Brett Gardner, you don't want to mishandle that ball or anything. He puts a lot of pressure on the defense, even on the sacrifice bunt.
Well, the other night we'd mentioned that Jeter hits Rodney pretty well.
Russell Martin going to head out there to pinch a run here.
Wow. What? I don't quite get that.
I don't know if Cervelli not feeling well.
He's not feeling well now.
strutting off the field.
I would say in a match race, Cervelli probably beats Martin, but that's a little odd. And even if, let's say they're even, you haven't gained anything by that. But we will find out when Kim Jones works the clubhouse a little bit later on.
Jeter 5 for 8 against Rodney. There's a base open with 1 out, but you got Granderson up next. What do you do? Pitch him carefully.
I'll tell you what, when the guy behind you is in his 30s and home run and has hit 4 in this series, I think you battle Jeet and then you kind of pitch around Granderson if you have to.
Yeah, you're getting to the heart of the order here.
Also, one other thing that you're changing here or challenging, he's been hot of late since July 30th. You've just used your only other catcher. Posada, of course, is an emergency catcher, but he hasn't caught all year. 1-0. 2-0. Mike Scioscia is working the umpire Mike Winters. And now Butcher comes out to talk with Rodney. So a 2-0 count on Jeter, a guy who owns Rodney.
Rodney's another one of those guys. You see that ball's in. Another one of those guys that would just drive you crazy as a manager. I mean, tops out at the high 90s, great changeup, good slider, but just has trouble commanding location-wise, where pitching ahead. He walks way too many people.
Go ahead runs at second. Count 3-0. The big movie is Captain America, Captain of the Yankees. Oh, they love me. That's nice.
That's
too.
what I was going to say. I knew you were going to see that little bottom.
You know, it took me to write it in the last second.
The fine print.
Yeah.
Look out.
And Jeter works a 4-pitch walk. So a good day for Jeter. He's been on base all 4 times.
Like he didn't want any part of it. Almost did, though.
Well, now we're going to see Scott Downs against Granderson. Granderson's really hurt the Angels in this series. 4 hits, 4 home runs, and he has a 2-run home run in this afternoon's game. Game's tied at 2. Scioscia's trying to keep it there with Downs.
Toyota's nationwide clearance event is on. Take advantage of the summer's best selection and the year's biggest deals on our most popular models. It's the perfect time to save big on a Toyota, the full-line brand with the lowest ownership costs. For a limited time, get 0% APR on 7 of your favorite Toyota models, like 0% APR for 60 months on Corolla or 0% APR for 60 months on Camry. Toyota's nationwide clearance event ends soon. Hurry in today before time runs out.
Businesses need a reliable financial partner, one who can stay in sync with their moves. My job at GE Capital is to get Bobcat all the financial and business support they need. We provide financing for every Bobcat dealer in North America. Together, we've rolled out over 100,000 machines to small businesses all over the country, so they too can grow. GE Capital, we're there for Bobcat every step of the way.
The ultimate triple play from Optimum gives you great TV, and now you can take it to every corner of your home. Watch live TV on your iPad, and now on your iPhone and iPod Touch with the Optimum app. Get Optimum Online Boost Plus with internet 3 times faster than Fios, a free advanced wireless router, and great features like Optimum Link. Just call 866-333-7162. Get the best TV, internet, and phone. Just $99.80 a month with the ultimate triple play from Optimum.
Want you to stick around after the final out for the WB Mason postgame as Bob Lorenz and Jack Curry recap this series finale, including the latest from around baseball. Plus, Joe Girardi's postgame comments and Kimberly Jones will get the reaction from the clubhouse. It's all coming up on the postgame, and that's only on Yes. Scott Downs, great numbers. 33 base runners in 38 and a third innings and 22 strikeouts. Great ERA, 1.41. And we saw him in Friday's game.
Good curveball, has to pitch ahead to get to it, but Curtis Granderson knows that.
My days are all fouled up, so I'm in Tuesday's game.
You a little mixed up?
No, because it's a day game, so I'm thinking it's Sunday.
Yeah, I'm a little confused myself. Thinking we're in the pregame here.
So Granderson against Downs. Big spot in this game. Pitch outside. Granderson hit a towering home run to right field. Not that it was towering deep, it was towering high. And it fooled Torrey Hunter, who kept drifting back, and then it was in the seats. Granderson 0 for 10 lifetime against Downs. Great breaking ball for a strike. That's the one Downs wants to get over.
He's the type of guys they bring in to face you, Paul.
Yeah, you know when you come in to face a lefty and, you know, ball one with a breaking ball and you go right back to it, that you have a lot of faith that you can throw that for a strike and you can throw a good one too.
Throws another one. Check swing and the count 2-1.
Was it Jesse or Roscoe you got to face at least 3 times a series?
Oh, every single day.
They just wait for you to come up in a key situation.
Used to hope that you'd blow him out so they wouldn't bring him in. They'd still get him up. It didn't matter.
It's just slugging the ball a little bit like Downs does.
Really tough to pick up.
Two-1. Now 2-2.
You know, fastball count, fastball. He got his fastball. But the only thing is, it's the first time you've seen it in the count. So, you know, nothing to really time. Everything's been breaking ball. So Downs gets away with it up in the zone. Borderline pitch. Now he's back where he can go to either one. Try to strike out with a fastball, fool him, or that big old breaking ball.
And it's the big old breaking ball as Granderson swings and misses. So now he is 0 for 11 lifetime against Downs.
You can be assured that Mike Scioscia is aware of that, when to bring him in. Granderson up with a chance to put the Yankees in the lead, and he says, no, this is a guy that you're 0 for 11 against. You're going to see him right now.
Now Teixeira is 1 for 11 against Downs.
Talking about a guy you bring out of the bullpen in the heart of the Yankee order. They've shut down 2 guys, 1 for 22 combined.
And that's the 3-4 batters too he shut down. Pinch runner Martin leads off second. Jeter leads off first. Those are the numbers we told you about. Now Winters is pretty much telling Scioscia to keep his mouth shut. Scioscia works the umpires from that top step. You can hear Winters from up here and go, okay, enough. A 1-0. There's a strike.
You know, most guys yell from the dugout, you know, where is that pitch? Where, and, you know, the rule is you can't argue strikes and balls, but shouldn't the umpire have to say if the ball's down or the ball's away? No, they want to tell you to shut up, or the next time they'll tell you to go to the clubhouse.
Chop towards second. Is Torres. Drops the ball. So that'll be an E4 to keep the inning alive.
Well, it looked like he looked up just before he caught the ball. Watch this. He's going to get there, not follow the ball into the glove, and all of a sudden he doesn't have it. You couldn't have got a better hop than that one. If he had missed it altogether, would have hit him right in the chest. There's Russell Martin rounding third, and the inning's going to continue.
You see, most times as a runner from second, you round third and just continue to go in because you expect him to make that play to first. And if he does make the throw to first and it's offline, then you'll score. Russell Martin uses that slide to stop himself.
So Martin, Jeter, and Teixeira, and that's going to bring up Cano. So Downs thinks he's in the dugout. Now he has to face Cano, who also does not have good numbers against him. 5 for 25.
25 at bats off one left from the pen. That's a lot.
Yeah, he was in Toronto at one time.
Yeah.
Of his 5 hits against Downs, 3 of them doubles. Grounded, foul.
If yours is Torres standing out at second base, you got your fingers crossed on both hands. Downs can get out of this.
The 0-1. Drill to right field. There it goes. See ya. A grand slam for Robinson Cano. And the E4 really kills the Angels as the Yankees lead 6-2.
Well, number 20 comes right on time. Off the facing of the second deck. Now, the first ball he swung at, he pulled foul. He hit that one well. And then he comes in with another fastball, and Cano doesn't miss this one.
You know, it's funny. He pitched Granderson with all breaking balls other than one where he went back-to-back with fastballs. Tried to get in on Robbie.
No one feels worse than Myceris Torres. His 5th career grand slam for Robinson Cano. So 20 home runs now, has 81 runs batted in. And Mike Scioscia will go to the bullpen again. Yankees lead by 4.
How do you engineer excellence? With the GMC Acadia, you give it better highway fuel economy than Toyota or Honda, better cargo space, and better towing than Ford Explorer. The GMC Acadia, when you compare it to the competition, the choice is exceptionally clear. Now during the GMC summer event, lease this 2011 Acadia SL for $299 per month.
Could switching to Geico really save you 15% or more on car insurance? Do people use smartphones to do dumb things?
Send. That is the weekend. Yeah,
Will allow me to crack the bubbly.
Don't mind if I do.
There's
a
gentleman with a bro stash invited to this party.
Only if he's ready to rock.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
So Cano with his third hit, and it was a resounding blast, a grand slam, and moments ago he got a curtain call here on a Thursday matinee.
Curtain call at the matinee show.
Now, Scott Downs obviously should not have had to face Cano, but that doesn't mean that you have to give up a grand slam. So the pitcher wants to pick up his fielder. He couldn't do that. But Asturias obviously booted a ball that would have been the end of the inning and wouldn't have had to face Cano until the 8th. Look at the series he's had against the Angels. 7 for 12, a double, a triple, 2 homers, and 6 runs batted in. Yeah, I'd smile too. No smile there. So Bobby Casava comes on to face Nick Swisher. And there's a base hit, broken bat base hit. So Swisher keeps the inning alive.
You know, Nick Swisher's on deck thinking bases loaded, get a hit, Robbie, all of a sudden grand slam. Now you throw a hit out and he's already cleaned everybody off the bases. You got to start it all over again.
Those are the numbers on Casava. 11 walks and 17 2/3. So Downs just having a great year. Serves up a grand slam to Cano. He comes on to get Granderson, strikes him out. Teixeira 1 for 11 against him, and he gets him to ground ball a second, and that should have been the end of the inning, but it was booted by Meister Asturias, and that allowed Cano to get the swing that he would not have gotten that inning. And he made Downs pay. Foul back by Eric Chavez.
You know, extra outs cost you extra runs. Not always 4 extra runs, but you give a good team, especially late in the game with one of your better hitters, if not your best hitter up, bad things happen with 4 outs instead of 3.
Yeah, he's not the guy you want coming up to the plate in this series. You've seen enough of him already. Some kind of special player.
With his 3 hits, he's up to 303. Raised his average 4 points. The 2-1. Fouled away. And the 2-2 to Chavez. Lined right at the third baseman, Callaspo, who drops it, and he goes the short way to get the force on Swisher. But the Yankees take the lead, and they take it with 1 swing off the facing of the second deck, right near the word power. Power pays, a grand slam for Cano. 6-2 Yanks.
Tracker lets you track your pizza at every stage. It tracks it from prep stage to oven stage to when it's quality checked and then delivered. Tracker also lets the customer give us feedback immediately.
So try our $5.99 deal. Track it, then tell us how we did.
Every time you review how we're doing, we're going to get better.
Hi, I'm Cindy with Lease Toyota, family owned and operated for over 50 years, where more than 200,000 satisfied customers can't be wrong. Lease is known as the hallmark of honesty, integrity, quality, and service in the automotive trade. We have a huge inventory of new Toyotas with 0% financing available. There's no waiting. Walk in, drive it home, you own it. Also, we welcome lease returns of any make or model and offer top dollar for your trade. See what a great deal really is at Lease Toyota.
Reports are coming in of major bedbug infestations in schools, libraries, offices and shopping centers, hospitals, colleges, buses, subways and taxis, courthouses, police stations, and firehouses.
Stop itching and call Bell Environmental, the bedbug specialists. Roscoe, the bedbug dog, will sniff out the bugs, and Instant Freeze will solve your problem. Safe, thorough, and chemical-free. That's Bell Environmental, the bedbug expert.
Now playing on DirecTV Cinema. Saddle up.
Now we ride.
For the crispiest, crunchiest, craziest.
When is he going to die?
So, Adventure of the Year. Johnny Depp is
My eye! That's going to heal right up.
Rango. Movies start at Channel 125.
This Sunday, don't miss a new Yankees on Deck presented by Blimpie as home run hitter Curtis Granderson teaches the art of the at-bat. Plus, follow the guy who just hit the grand slam, Robinson Cano, as he goes through media day at spring training. You also get training tips from Mark Teixeira. It's a new Yankees on Deck Sunday at noon only on Yes. So Robinson Cano with his 20th home run, 5th career grand slam, and he now has 81 runs batted in, and David Robertson comes on, and he will try to hold it right here in the 8th inning. Right now, the pitcher of record for the Yankees is Rafael Soriano, and the pitcher of record for the Angels is Fernando Rodney, who started that mess in the 7th with the 2 walks. Walks and errors do not help. Hyundai scoreboard 6-2, Yankees lead. It'll be Abreu, Hunter, and Trumbo against Robertson. Abreu 0 for 3. And a strike. Another strike. Russell Martin behind the plate. Remember, he pinch ran for Cervelli.
Got the jog in, too. Didn't even have to use his speed. This grand slam just lets you just coast around.
I like being on third base when somebody else hit a grand slam because you get the best look at it.
It's good to watch.
Oh, I saw Reggie hit one in Chicago. Stand on third base, hit one in the upper deck in right field at Okoniski. It was still going up when it hit the seat.
Rounded up the middle. Nunez gets Abreu for the first out.
We're going to go look at Russell Martin's perspective at third. Now, he sees it hit. Well, he knew right away. That's it. We put the arm down, find home plate. There it is. Step on it.
That's going to bring up Torrey Hunter. Torrey singled in the 2nd inning, kept alive his hitting streak. It's now 9 straight. So he's 1 for 2. That single, a walk, and a ground ball to second. Shows bunt, takes a strike.
See Robertson just pumping fastballs in there. 4-run lead. A lot of times you can get away with that by just throwing fastballs when everybody has seen his breaking ball.
See what the Yankees have done against the West. The West and the National League, the Yankees have dominated. Pitch is high.
Horace Greeley was right. Go West, young man.
Who was that?
Horace Greeley.
Horace Greeley.
Yeah, they said that a long time ago when the country was being, you know, populated out west.
Oh, yeah, I know why we went west. I just didn't know who said it.
It was palm trees and nice weather.
Yeah.
Yankees go west one more time this year. They'll go to Seattle and Anaheim in September. That one is chopped to short. Nunez right there. And gets Hunter for the second out. That one is chopped to short. Nunez right there. And gets Hunter for the second out. Big crowd here at the stadium, 47,431 on Thursday afternoon. Can't ask for a better day to do anything, but it seems like a particularly nice day for baseball.
You see the winds just out of the sails of the Angels. I mean, here they are in a 2-2 game, and all of a sudden mishandled ball, and in a blink of an eye, you're down by 4 late in the game. It just you see their hitters, you know, just their eyes have changed. Everything, you know, they're looking forward to getting out of town, getting on to the next city. Yankees are playing too well right now.
They're going to Toronto.
And we got a good game here tomorrow. It's going to be the Yankees against the Rays. It's going to be CeCe against Price. David Price.
I stuck around for that one.
Yeah.
That's a good one. I didn't want to have to buy a ticket, so I thought I'd just work it.
Trumbo swings and misses 1-2. And again, no one feels worse than Meiser Restoris, who kept that inning alive and allowed Cano to get that free swing. One-two. And after the game, the Yankees are not leaving the field. We're not televising it, but it's family day, so
is that
everybody
right?
comes out. There's a picnic. The kids play some ball.
You and I, we're going to go down there. We've always threatened to go out and play a little game, have a little catch. You and I are going down today.
All right.
Yeah.
You really have nothing to do.
You got your glove?
I'll go get one. I'll borrow one.
No, he heard picnic. That's why he's going down.
There's got to be a barbecue involved.
There
right?
is. The 1-2 missed outside. Again, foul back. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Trumbo 0 for 3 today. He could not hold up on the breaking ball in the dirt. The ball gets away from Martin, but they're saying he did hold up. Mike Everett said he held up. Martin was ready to throw it to first. I'm sure we'll get a look. From up here, it looked like he swung.
Well, it looked like Winters called it.
Now really, he might have hit that into the gap.
Oh, what? Oh, he pointed. I thought he had rung him up with his right hand.
We've had some very odd check swing calls go the wrong way against both teams in this series. One against Abreu in the first game that was just awful. The 3-2. High drive, deep left, backing up is Gardner. He has room, and he puts it away for the final out of a 1-2-3 inning for David Robertson and the Yankees. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Yankees leading this one 6-2 on Yes.
Sorry, I couldn't get away.
You can now.
We are.
Got it.
Don't be the last to know. Get it faster with 4G. It's the network of possibilities. AT&T.
It's Nissan's Model Year-End Sales Event. And we've got better availability of vehicles than Honda or Toyota. So you can save now. Lease Altima $179 or Rogue $219. Visit ChooseNissan.com. Test drive at your local Nissan dealer today. More cars, great offers equals more savings. That's the bottom line.
Trust WB Mason for the office supply brands you want at prices you'll love. Like rollerball pens from Uniball with Uni Super Ink that protects against check fraud and never leaks. For all your office needs, who but WB Mason?
Hey, this Sunday, catch a new WB Mason Presents The Joe Girardi Show as the skipper discusses Alex Rodriguez and what his return could mean for the final stretch of the season. Plus, Joe recaps this week's series with the Angels and the Rays. It's a new Joe Girardi Show Sunday at 5 only on Yes. 3 games set for the Yankees against the Rays this weekend. And then 3 games in KC and 4 games in Minnesota against the Twins. Nunez swings at the first pitch and grounds it up the middle. And Ibar makes the play for the first out. 1 pitch, 1 out.
And you talk about Nunez and how well he's done. I mean, you can tell his at-bats. I mean, it's just, he's not trying to aim the bat. He's swinging. I mean, he makes an out there. But all these at-bats are going to help him down the road.
Hyundai scoreboard, 6-2 Yankees lead. Grounded slowly to Ibar, and he will get Martin. Back to the top of the lineup, and Brett Gardner. Corey Wade warming for the Yankees. With a 4-run lead, they don't want to go to Mariano. Tomorrow's outing is interesting. You have Sabathia, who wants to bounce back from a subpar performance against the Red Sox, and this is Price's return to the stadium after giving up the home run to Jeter for his 3,000th hit. Casava is the 5th pitcher used by Mike Scioscia.
So far, that had to be your biggest day of the year for you as an announcer. 3,000 hits, 5 for 5.
It was a fun day.
Yeah.
Fun day.
David Price on the hill, jam-packed Yankee Stadium.
I think it was actually, I might be wrong, I think it was a bigger day for Derek.
Think?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I just called it. He did it.
Did he get the ball or did you?
He got the ball.
Well, Christian Lopez gave him the ball, right? Okay. All I know is when I see the replay, I hear you in the background. Hooting and hollering, too.
It was a great call.
Thank you.
See, we got people agreeing how great a call it was.
It was.
It was a greater hit.
I just happened to turn the TV on at that time.
Fate, right?
Yep. And when Derek was up, I wasn't aware of the fact that he already had 1 hit. And I was sitting with my son Dante, and I said, he's already got a hit. And he said, how can you tell? I said, I can tell in Michael's voice. This is it.
This is it.
Yeah, this is it. And sure enough, he just walked in the door.
And Derek kicked the door down.
Yeah, he did. Set off a celebration. Not only in my house, but in many houses. That was the end of a perfect vacation right there.
Here's the 2-2 to Gardner. How's that looking to you, Paul?
You know what? I don't notice those things when I'm doing a baseball game, Michael.
Okay, I'll play along.
Get your mitts on it.
Hey, get your mitts off my burger.
Yeah.
And the 3-2 to Gardner. And he works a walk. Well, the last time the Rays were in town was July 9th. Last time Price pitched here at Yankee Stadium, July 9th. And here is that moment. And as Paul said, he got it in the State Farmville.
Tip of the hat from the first baseman. You see Kochman. I mean, other players remember things like that. They're huge milestones.
And here's Derek. Perfect day for him. 3 for 3 with a walk. 2 runs scored. And on July 9th, he was 5 for 5. And the game-winning hit. You couldn't have scripted it any better. Derek is the average at 276.
Derek's doing much more of the DH role here. I think Joe's, with Nunez able to play different positions, he'll see it a long stretch. And has he talked much about it?
Well, Joe said he's going to, the next week or so, he's going to use a lot of the DH spot to rest Derek and Cano.
When A-Rod comes back, to not get him out in the field too many days in a row.
Foul back. I think Derek would rather be playing shortstop.
Yeah.
But
maybe Teixeira on an occasional day where he doesn't play first.
It's an adjustment more, to guys in Derek's case that have played every single day. And all of a sudden it takes a little getting used to. Not used to sitting on the bench with all that idle time.
Runner goes. Pitch out. Throw to second. And they finally break Gardner's streak. He had stolen 22 straight bases without being caught, but a pitch out catches him to end the 8th inning. So the Angels guess right. A perfect throw by Wilson, and the tag is applied, and we go to the 9th.
Yep, we had a good year at Chevy. They gave us a Consumer's Digest Best Buy Award, then they gave us an IIHS Top Safety Pick, and you gave us your approval. So we thought, why not give a little back? The Chevy Model Year Wrap-Up. Get in on our greatest model year yet. And now, well-qualified lessees can get a low-mileage lease on a Chevy Cruze LS for around $159 a month. Find your nearest dealer on ChevyOffers.com.
We will always be dependent on foreign oil.
Using clean American fuel is just a pipe dream.
We're rolling away misperceptions about energy independence. Did you know that today, about 1/4 of all new transit buses use clean American natural gas? We have more natural gas than Saudi Arabia has oil. So how come we're not using it even more? Start a conversation about using more natural gas vehicles in your community.
This is my robot butler. Say I'm missing England. I type in E-N-G and he gives me a variety of options.
Would you like to have a look at a map, my lad?
Why not?
Shall we check on the status of your knighthood?
Yes.
Again?
Yes, again, please. Thank you. With my digital manservant, I'll never be homesick again.
Would you like me to put the kettle on, sir?
No, I'd like you to get rid of that ostrich. It's been here a month.
Think, type, go with Just Type. Only on the new HP touchpad with WebOS.
CBS FM 101.1 with your favorite songs from the 60s, the 70s, and the 80s. CBS FM 101.1, New York's greatest hits.
Well, the Yankees are trying to take this series. They need 3 more outs. They're up 6-2 thanks to the home run grand slam by Robinson Cano. That came in the 7th inning. All those runs unearned, but they all count. Corey Wade comes on to try to get those 3 outs. This will be his 20th game. Outstanding pickup for the Yankees. And he will face Vernon Wells to start off the 9th inning. And a strike. Swing and a miss. He pounds the strike zone. All he does is throw strikes. He doesn't have overpowering stuff. His fastball about 89, 90, but mixes in a good breaking ball. Off-speed stuff is very effective. And this is exhibit number 10,000 that you don't have to throw 98 miles an hour. And you shouldn't be afraid of locating an 89 mile an hour fastball. Just missed that. Count 2-2.
Talk about Bartolo Colon being such a surprise. A couple guys in the bullpen too. Joe Girardi, beginning of the year, would have never thought that he'd be in this position.
Swing and a miss.
See Vernon Wells. It's absolutely lost at the plate. You know, behind the fastball has been jammed a couple times, waving at the curveball there. Usually that means your head's moving and you're just not following the baseball.
1 for 12 in this series.
You know, you mentioned the bullpen, and Joe Girardi took over the Yankees in 2008. Mariano's getting up just in case, a couple base runners, and he's got a lot of strengths obviously as a manager, but that is his strength. He works a bullpen better than anyone you've seen in a while, because what the Yankees do is they build the bullpen as the year goes on. And you could look at the Yankee bullpen at the beginning of the year and go, wow, that's a weakness, and then it turns out being a strength. This year, it started out as a strength, then they lost Job and they lost Soriano, and Girardi didn't skip a beat. He uses them judiciously. There's a ground ball up the middle, a base hit for Maisa Estoris, who is 2 for 4.
You know, one thing they found out, though, that guys like Robertson can step up from the 6th or 7th inning, become a very reliable 8th inning type pitcher. And, you know, as Joe said, when people get hurt, others have to step up. And Robertson was one of the guys who really did. And you give the Yankee scouting and department, finding guys like Corey Wade.
You look at Robertson, the way the year ended last year. I mean, in the playoffs, Nelson Cruz hit a huge home run off of him in Texas. I mean, you go home and think about that the whole offseason, and all of a sudden you bounce back. You have a great year. You're an all-star breakout year. Now you're the 8th inning guy setting up for the world's best closer. So, I mean, you either turn the page or you dwell on what has happened, and he turned the page quick.
Peter Borges will hit one down the left field line. This Torres is going to stop at third. Borges is at second with a double, and that's probably going to bring Mariano into this game. Now they're going to check at first base. They think that Borges missed first. And now Teixeira's waving him off because I guess Mike Everett said don't bother, he touched first. But they were telling him to appeal. Let's see. He did get the corner.
I think because he stumbled, that's why they were thinking about an appeal.
Well, Joe Girardi is going to call on Mariano Rivera. Rivera had a rough outing on Tuesday. How does he bounce back today? Wade leaves. Mo comes in with a save opportunity. Yankees up by 4.
People are feeling the pain at the pump, so we let them in on a little secret. Hyundai has 4 cars that get 40 miles per gallon. That got folks talking. Uncensored.
All these get 40 miles to the gallon?
That's fantastic.
That's crazy.
That's what I'm talking about.
I need 40 miles a gallon. 40 miles? 40 miles.
40 miles?
40 miles per gallon.
Wow.
Looks like everyone got the message. Test drive a Hyundai today and let us know what you think. Uncensored.
Now get a 2012 Accent for $169 a month at your local Hyundai dealer.
Got it.
Don't be the last to know. Get it faster with 4G. It's the network of possibilities. AT&T.
It's Nissan's Model Year-End Sales Event. And we've got better availability of vehicles than Honda or Toyota. So you can save now. Lease Altima, $179, or Maxima, $279. Visit ChooseNissan.com. Test drive at your local Nissan dealer today. More cars, great offers, equals more savings. That's the bottom line.
So Corey Wade with a rare rocky outing. He gives up a single and then a double. So second and third with one out here in the ninth inning. And that makes this a save opportunity. That means the tying run is on deck. So they bring in Mariano Rivera. And those are the numbers on Mo. His ERA is now up to 2.23. 39 hits and 5 walks and 44 in a third innings. So his whip is still under 1. 39 strikeouts. He's trying to pick up his 30th save. And Mo's trying to stop a streak of 2 bad outings. He blew the save in Boston on Sunday, and then with a tie game in the ninth inning on Tuesday, he gave up that 2-run home run to Bobby Abreu as the Yankees lost that one 6-4. So a pinch hitter for Bobby Wilson is going to be Russell Branyan against Rivera. High fly ball, right field, Swisher back, he's on the track, see ya! A 3-run pinch hit home run for Russell Branyan, and the Angels now trail the Yankees by just 1. 1 pitch and a home run to Branyan. Similar in scope to Curtis Granderson's, a very high fly ball that carried out to right.
Well, Russell Branyan's got all types of power. There's the cutter on the inner half. We've seen him hit some long home runs here at Yankee Stadium. This was high and about 5 or 6 rows back. Pinch hit homer.
Here's Ibar, and there's a strike. Rivera has 5 blown saves this season, and that matches his total from all of last year, but all of them have been on the road. So he's been perfect in saves here at home. And still could be if he gets these 2 outs. There's a strike.
Mariano taking that cutter outside to the lefty that you don't see very often.
Well, maybe it's not behaving the last few times out because it hasn't had that sharp break to it.
Chop towards second. Cano is there. And the Angels are down to their final out. And that'll leave it up to Callaspo. And Paul, you like the at-bat Callaspo had against Rivera on Tuesday.
He did. He got a cutter that was up, and he was able to turn and keep it, strong enough to drive it over Cano's head.
Mo wants to end it right here because Bobby Abreu lurks on deck. Abreu got him on Tuesday. Branyan hurts the Yankees. He had 6 home runs against the Yankees last year.
Russell Martin has gone away against these lefties. Throwing that cutter away. It's ended up over the middle of the plate, but it's getting more action than the one he's starting on the inside corner right now.
Count 2-1.
Sit there for 8 innings, get pinch hit call. The phone rings, you get up there 1 pitch and hit it out of the ballpark. Is it that easy?
Popped up left side, and it makes the seats. So 1 strike away. What's left of the crowd of 47,431 looking for the final out. And the 2-2. Sliced the other way, giving chase is Gardner. And he makes the play to end the game. Brett Gardner, covering a lot of ground, made the play on the run, and the Yankees hold on to win this one 6-5. So Mariano made it sweaty, giving up a 3-run home run to Russell Branyan, but Brett Gardner ended it with the running catch in left field, and a foul ball, and ball, glove, and wall arrive at the same time, and Gardner holds on. And Joe Girardi watching it, perfect angle, and he likes what he sees as the Yankees beat the Angels in this series 2-1, and they win 6-5 today. Mariano picks up his 30th save, 589th of his career. He's 11 away from 600. We want you to stick around for the postgame show to find out who's today's Chevy player of the game. So the way it turned out, the Yankees needed all 4 runs from the grand slam of Robinson Cano. And the Yankees win the last 2 games of this series. The Angels have been used to winning series 13-1-1 in their last 15 series coming into this one against the Yankees. And after they won the first game, they had to feel good about making it 14-1-1, but not to be. Joe Girardi manages to get his team 2 victories. The bullpen does the job for the most part. Again, made a little anxious, but they win the game by a score of 6-5. And down on the field is Kimberly Jones with Robinson Cano. Kim?
I am, Michael. Robbie, crazy ending to that game. Balls flying all over this ballpark today.
I mean, you know, this is the ballpark. If you get a good swing and you hit it high, it's going to go.
Let's talk about your good swing, your big swing. The Angels give you an extra out there. The bases are loaded, 2 outs. What's your approach?
Oh, my approach was just, I mean, the day before he got me all the way in, and I said I'm not going to let him get me out the same way. And good thing I make a good swing, and he left a little bit on the play.
Were you thinking at all about hitting a grand slam?
No, I'm just trying to get a hit, you know, so we can go ahead and then bring Mariano in the game.
How about this great series that you had and this team had, winning 2 of 3 against the Angels, who are in the wild card race, but you separated yourselves a little bit more?
Well, I mean, it's like I say, we always trying to play hard and win a game. And our approach has been good. Ron has been awesome the whole year. Take care. I mean, the whole thing is contribute right now.
Before I let you go, how about that curtain call? That's always a cool thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's always a cool thing.
Thank you, Robinson. Michael.
Thank you, Kim, and thank you, Robinson. Indeed, this is how the game ended. A very nice play by Brett Gardner. Statistically, he's the best left fielder in baseball, and he showed it right there, getting the final out of the game, the hold-up. Robinson Cano's grand slam. Yankees win 6-5. We'll be back.
Daycare can be expensive. So to save some money, I found one that uses robots instead of real people, because robots work for free.
Good morning, female child.
Floss? Maybe.
There's an easier way to save. Get online, go to geico.com, get a quote. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Everything looks good in pinstripes. So can you with the Yankees Edition Ford Focus.
The Yankees Edition Focus. Register at your Tri-State Ford dealer or Yankees.com/Ford, and you could drive one home from the game on August 24th. Get to your Tri-State Ford dealer.
Our child is still young, but she's growing so fast.
And we're the type of family that doesn't want a single memory to pass us by, so we shop at 17th Street Photo for the most reliable Canon products. The staff understands that we don't want to miss a moment.
And we depend on their advice when choosing the newest Canon products. So thank you, 17th Street Photo and Canon, for helping to preserve our priceless memories.
For all your photography and Canon needs, visit 17th Street Photo on 17th between 5th and 6th Avenues or online at 17photo.com.
Conveniently located in the heart of Rockefeller Center, steps away from the Theater District and Fifth Avenue, Empire Steakhouse serves big night out on the town steaks, succulent seafood entrees, classic side dishes, and an impressive wine list. So whether you're enjoying a dinner for two, having a quick power lunch, or looking for a place to host your own private party, Empire Steakhouse will deliver an experience to remember.
Now more than ever, you need to be smarter with your money. Making every dollar count yields value. That's why the smart money is going to Acura of Manhattan, where the value of the cars we sell is high and our prices are low. You'll find luxury is standard at Acura of Manhattan, and that standard is high. Here's a smart play.
A brand new 2011 MDX, wisely priced at only $499 per month.
The smart money comes to Acura of Manhattan because it's smart to get luxury for less.
Yankees hold on to win 6-5, and let's take a look now at one of the reasons why, the Land Rover drive of the game.
It came in the 7th inning, bottom of the 7th, the big Zach. Robinson Cano takes a pitch from Scott Downs, lines it off the face-it of the second deck, his 5th career grand slam, and that's our Land Rover drive of the game.
Cano's 5th career grand slam. Yankees win 6-5, 6-10-0 for the Yankees. 5-9-1 for the Angels. The winner in this game for the Yankees is Soriano, his 2nd win. Rivera, a shaky 30th save. Rodney took the loss. Cano was 3 for 4. Granderson had another home run, his 32nd. And Jeter was 3 for 3 with a walk and 2 runs scored. Coming up on the YES Network, stay tuned for the WB Mason postgame show with Bob Lorenz, Jack Curry, and Kimberly Jones. Special thanks to senior producer Bill Boland, director John Wilson, vice president of operations Ed Delaney, our supervising producer Woody Fryman, and the executive producer of the YES Network is Mr. John J. Filippelli. Join us again tomorrow for Yankees baseball as the Bombers take on the Rays from Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. Coverage is going to begin at 6 p.m. on the YES Network. Once again, the final score, the New York Yankees 6 and the LA Angels of Anaheim 5. Now, let's go to Bob Lorenz and Jack Curry in our YES Network studios.
All right, thank you, Michael. Good to have you with us on the WB Mason Yankees post-game. It is a 6-5 Yankees win. It's also 2 of 3 in the series now, 9 straight wins in a series at home, but this one didn't come without a few heart palpitations.
Right, Mariano Rivera made it sticky in the 9th, but before that, Bob, the old baseball axiom is you cannot give a team an extra out. You also can't give a good team an extra out when it loads the bases and it brings Robinson Cano up. That's what the Angels did with his Torres, his error. Cano hits that grand slam. He had a tremendous series against the Angels. We always talk about him being selective, but he pounced on an early pitch in that at-bat against Downs. That's the biggest hit of the game.
And bottom line, it's another win for the Yankees. Let's get to the manager's report now, brought to you by Geico. Joe Girardi addressing the media about this latest win.
Joe, did you think that Branyan ball was out of the park?
Yes, I did. After watching Grandy's, ball seemed to carry pretty well today. And when he hit it, I thought it was out.
Robinson's didn't seem like it needed to carry that grand slam. When you get an extra out from a usually fundamentally sound team and you make them pay like that, not only do you, of course, break a tie, but what effect does that have?
Well, it's a big lift for us because obviously this is one of the teams we're competing against for a playoff spot. And that extra out cost them the game. And they don't make many mistakes. And Robbie Cano really took advantage of it.
With Colon, Joe, what did you see in it? I believe it was 90 pitches. Did you just think he'd had enough?
Yeah, well, the inning got pretty long, you know, that bottom of the 6th for us with a couple pitch and changes, and we just felt like, you know, we tied the game, the inning's long. If one guy gets on, I'm going to Soriano anyway, so I'm going to go to Sori right now, mostly because the inning was so long.
Speaking of Soriano, we did see him back-to-back.
Yeah.
How pleased are you by what you've seen from him?
Really pleased. I mean, it's just a big addition to our bullpen, and you know, we missed him during the course of the season. We've had a lot of guys step up, but it just makes everything deeper.
Joe, did you really want to bring Mariano in at that point?
Well, I was hoping not to use him today. You know, whenever you can get him a day off, you try. But, you know, we got to a save situation, and it's time to bring him in.
Joe, at what point do you become concerned with Mariano?
If it happened for a month, yeah. I've seen Mo have 3 or 4 bad days and then run off a long streak. So I don't think that all of a sudden Mo's forgot how to pitch. He's in a little, you know, blip in the radar screen, and he'll get back on track.
What did you see on the pitch that Brandon hit?
I'd have to see. You probably have a better look at it than I do. My guess is it wasn't where he wanted it. Yeah.
Where Brandon wanted it.
Yeah.
Joe, we all know it's Mariano, and that's usually the easy answer to everything. But is there anything about these last 3 games that you see specifically that would be troubling no matter, who the guy is?
Well, the thing that I've noticed is he's missed his location. It's going to happen. I mean, this guy is, as much as we want to think that he's about as close to the perfect closer as we've ever seen, he's not perfect. And it's going to happen from time to time. And it's happening right now. Fortunately, it didn't cost us today, and we move on.
Joe, again, in regard to Mariano, could today be a little different than the other 2 games that were really close and maybe he wasn't expecting to just come in?
Well, he knew. I mean, we had him up, and he knew that he was coming in if we got in a safe situation. So bottom line is he made a mistake, and Brandon hit it. And Brandon can hit it a long way. He's the only guy that we've seen hit it in the upper deck here in right field. So this is a guy that's got incredible power, and if you make a mistake, he's going to make you pay.
Mark and Dave. Joe, the other day in Boston, we talked about how with the Red Sox success against CeCe, maybe they feel confident against him now. Do you think that whatever is going on with Mariano could lead other teams to, he's always had this intimidation factor. Do you think that that could be hampered at all by this?
No, my guess is he'll get on track. Even the greatest closers of all time, and we're talking about probably the greatest, have had issues from time to time. Then they get back on track.
Dave.
We asked you this last night about Granderson saying he's not a home run hitter, but I mean, he certainly looks like one.
Yeah, when you look at his numbers, you say he's a home run hitter. I mean, he's got a lot of power. That's the bottom line. And some of his fly balls that he hits go out. And some of his line drives that he hits, they go out. But he's been huge in our lineup, and he just continues to roll for us.
Joe, a year ago right now, people were talking about Cano as an MVP candidate and all that. When you look at what he's done the last 2 or 3 weeks, does he look more like that guy from last year who's just killing every mistake he sees?
Yeah, Robbie plays a lot for us. There's going to be time for time. There's going to be time to time he doesn't swing the bat is what we're accustomed to seeing. But, I mean, his second half numbers, I believe, are better than his first half numbers. And that's a great sign. There was concern about the home run contest people talked about. I think he's hitting higher in the second half than he did in the first half. But he does look like that guy. I mean, this is a guy that can carry you. That's how good of a player he is.
Kev.
What's it going to mean to get A-Rod back?
Oh, it's going to be nice. He's going to play for Tampa tomorrow, I guess. He's going to DH. And it just gives us more options, makes our lineup deeper, and it's going to be great.
We're back.
Joe, were you aware at all of Robbie's numbers against downs? They were not good. I think he was 5 for 25. And was that a concern at all? Lefty, or obviously you're not going to pinch hit for him there.
No.
But I mean, were you at least worried about the odds being against you in that case, considering what he's done against him in the past?
I feel good anytime Robbie's up. Even if a guy's had success against Robbie, I feel good. Scott Downs is a very good pitcher. He's had success against a lot of people, and we've witnessed it a lot, him being in Toronto. But Robbie, got a pitch and didn't miss it.
Follow up on Granderson, too. He started a year batting like 8th. How amazing is
that?
Did he?
Yeah. God, what was I thinking?
And what does it mean for your lineup when you get more guys back? Do you want to keep him in the 3-hole? Do you want to keep him?
That's something that we're gonna have to discuss, obviously. And as I said, I don't, our discussions won't be public, and I don't really get too far ahead of myself because I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, I really don't know. Hopefully, we stay completely healthy, but you never know what's going to happen. So you just, when it's time for Alex to come back, you put him in, and then we'll figure out the rest of it around him.
All right, so we'll stay in the moment. Granderson batting 3rd, Cano 5th, and for the second straight day, they are your Chevy players of the game. Granderson following up his 2-homer game last night with another one today, his 32nd, and then Robinson Cano hitting the 20-home run plateau for the 3rd straight season with that grand slam. 3 more hits today. Cano's season average up to 303. Let's check the scoreboard from around the majors today. A couple other afternoon games. The Rays beating the Royals 4-1. A's over Toronto 10-3. Also, Cincinnati beating Colorado in the National League. Padres beat the Mets, and the Cubs lead the Nationals right now 4-1 in the 7th. Well, let's take a look at the updated standings in the Eastern Wild Card, brought to you by your Tri-State Ford dealer. For the time being, the Yankees a game back in the Red Sox in the division, and now 8 up on the Angels in the Wild Card. A programming reminder, be sure to stay tuned after this post-game show for the Mike Francesa Show, live from Jets Camp at Florham Park. He's going to be sitting down with head coach Rex Ryan this afternoon, so you won't want to miss that. That's a Mike Francesa Show immediately after this post-game show on Yes. We obviously have more to talk about, though, as the WB Mason post-game continues on an afternoon of brilliant blue skies and another win for the Yankees. 6-5, another series win as well as they take 2 of 3 from the Angels.
The Yankees postgame show on Yes is presented by WB Mason. For office furniture and supplies at amazingly low prices, who but WB Mason?
Here at my Low Price Assurance Detectives headquarters, we use a lot of office supplies. Just like your office. One thing we can't get enough of.
It's paper.
But like you, we're concerned about our planet.
That's why we use Boise Aspen recycled paper.
Boise Aspen comes with 30, 50, or 100% recycled content. It would be a crime to use anything else.
As we like to say, you can't go wrong when you buy right.
Who but WB Mason?
Daycare can be expensive. So to save some money, I found one that uses robots instead of real people. Because robots work for free.
Good morning, female child.
Floss? Maybe.
There's an easier way to save. Get online. Go to geico.com. Get a quote. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Life is full of missed opportunities. Like the old flame you should have called. Or the leap of faith you never took. But there's one opportunity that's too good to miss. The Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event, where you'll find exceptional values on the Lexus IS. Lease the 2011 IS 250 all-wheel drive for $339 a month for 36 months, with $39.14 due at signing. See your Lexus dealer.
I'm not a morning person. Janie, though, happy, active. It's not natural. At least I used to think that. Then I found 5-Hour Energy. I couldn't believe the difference it made. Amazing. Coffee never did this for me.
What are you doing?
Had a 5-Hour Energy, thought I'd join you. Janie really noticed. Am I a morning person now? I'd say we're on speaking terms, which is more than I can say about
5-Hour Energy, the cure for mornings.
Hey, good to have you back once again here on the WB Mason postgame. Yankees win at 6-5. We have shot sheets in our hands, which means it's time for the full game highlights. Jack and I will take you through them. They're presented by Lincoln. We'll start top of the third, 2 on, 2 out. Mark Trumbo popping one up on the infield. Bartolo Colon got it himself. Makes the catch, gets out of a bit of a jam. Bottom of the third, Yankees with runners on the corners and 1 out. Curtis Granderson grounding one to the right side. 3-6-1. Chatwood's covering. They've got a double play to end the inning. Top of the fifth, Angels finally get to Cologne. Alberto Callaspo takes him up and out. Second deck and right, a 2-run shot. And the Angels are on the board first 2-0. But the Bombers answer their half of the sixth. Granderson lifting one out to left off Chatwood. And it just keeps floating. 4th home run of the series, 32nd of the year, ties it at 2. Now, bottom of the 7th, the Angels' defense falters, and it costs them big.
Right, Teixeira just taps this ball over the mound. This is a play as Torres has to make. When he doesn't make it, it loads up the bases. Downs did his job. He gets the ground ball, but it's Torres' 4th error as a second baseman this year. This is going to hurt for the Angels.
Absolutely. Here's the hurt, by the way. Robbie Cano, second deck. A grand slam, his 20th home run of the season, and he would get a curtain call for his efforts as the Yankees take the 6-2 lead. And they would need every one of those runs because Corey Wade put 2 men on in the 9th, and Mo had to come in.
Right, the first pitch that Mariano Rivera throws to Russell Branyan, he deposits it over the right field fence. It's Branyan's 8th home run at Yankee Stadium in 47 at-bats. It also brings the Angels to within a run at 6-5. Mariano cannot believe it.
All right, 2 batters later, Alberto Callaspo at the plate. Slaps one into left, but watch Brett Gardner track it down, well positioned for that final out. And he makes the catch against the wall to end the game. So the Yankees hang on to win it. 6-5 is the final. Rafael Soriano picks up another win in relief. He's 2-1, and Mariano picks up his 30th save of the season. Let's take a look at your leaders brought to you by Toyota, and it's home run leaders for Yankees center fielders since 1961. Now, Mantle leads the pack with 54, but Granderson right now, 32 home runs. That is already a career best. We got a lot of baseball left. All right, time for a break. When we come back, Jack and I with more reaction as we break down what happened in this game and hear from Bartolo Colon in his